WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former interns tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to WTF Nation Radio's Monday edition with myself, Ice and Flyish. Hanging out here. We got a bunch of chats going up and then chats going. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. So we are going to let you guys know that if you check out some other platforms that we have, i.e. Periscope and stupid, whatever, dudes, and Mixer, you can join us in some of the stuff in Mixer. Check shit out. Grab some follows, look at some love, and you might get a prize. You might get something, out of it. You might see, a giveaway happening here or there that we're going to give out in the Mixer chat or something like that. So you got to go on Mixer. And the reason why the Mixer is getting more love is because anybody at any time, if you have an Xbox One, you can go ahead and just log into your Xbox, go on to Mixer, go to WTF Nation Radio and the Mixer channels, and then you'll see us. Be able to listen to us throughout your surround sound, watching TV, reading a book, get your learn on, or doing some learnings, and you'll be able to enjoy a WTF Nation Radio on your Xbox. Yeah, you're just going to see that. That's all you're going to see. You're just going to see the Monday edition, some scrolling and me talking, along with Flash talking. That's just the way it is going to be for now. For now. But there will be some improvements to the stream and all that. Hey, so real quick, everybody, I want to thank y'all for understanding that I zonked everybody for 4th of July and Thursday. It was zonking. I mean, the gaming kids were out doing their shit, but I was zonking. Hey, what's up, Holly? What's up, Branko? What's up, Dale? What's up, Spanky? What's up, J. Reedy? What's up, Al? Woo, man, we got people in the house. What's going on in the Mixer chat? We got some Dara going on. What's going on, Periscope? To everybody in there. Glad to see you all in there participating. And then, of course, we have the individuals hosting us on U.S. Army WTF Moments. Hate. Y'all can talk some stuff. Yeah, exactly. DD214, man, after freaking live. Oh, what's up in Bragg? What's up from Arkansas? What's up from Hawaii? Wow, we got some Hawaii people. Mahalo, is that what y'all say or something like that? Is that what it's
Shouldn't they be like swimming or surfing or fishing or something like that?
Or lava cracking or something like that? Isn't that what they're supposed to be doing? I'm just kind of curious.
Hey, sorry I'm late. My beautiful wife was spoiling me with a glass of Bullet Bourbon to start the show.
Forgot my fucking drink. Okay, go ahead.
I didn't. I'm sorry I'm late. That's
yeah, I know.
I said you have my whiskey.
Well, no, I was trying to get everything set up because tonight's going to be a busy night. I mean, of course, we're going to break in as it happens, but right now. Waiting until about, 2100. Ooh, Campbell, Living, Riley. Ooh, there we go. Keeping it. Minneapolis. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out. There is going to be the announcement of the new nominee for the Supreme Court or some shit like that. And everyone's going to lose their shit, of course, because it's the president. And anything he says or does, they're just going to fucking lose their shit. So, hey, what's up, Fort Lewis?
Well, did you see, was it Schumer, everyone's doing their preemptive strikes of, this candidate, this person needs to do this, that, and the other. It's how ridiculous have we gotten already?
It's getting annoying. I hate
We're
them all.
getting mad even though nothing has been picked yet.
Nobody's been chosen, and I'm pissed off already at everybody. This is the reason why people hate people. Hey, what's up, Fort Sam Houston? Hey, around my neck of the woods. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. Mahalo, is that Noelao? Oh, I'm not even going to try to pronounce all that Mahalo stuff because I don't want to get accused of being a fucked up what was that, Raleigh or Howley or Bowley? What do they call white people or non-Hawaiians in Hawaii? They call them Howleys, right? Outlanders or something like that. Off-islander people. Fort Richardson, Cincinnati. Oh man, look at that.
Cincinnati. That's what I'm talking
Spencer,
about.
upstate New York.
What's up, everybody?
Man. So, anyways, everyone's getting the ass about the president.
Right? Don't you got better things to do, like hunt moose or something? Meese.
Ooh, look at I got straight up. I don't even know how to pronounce that name, but it looks Hawaiian.
Howleys.
It's Howleys. So Howleys, exactly. So
I'll
anyway,
take that.
I'll take that, I guess. I mean, if I'm not from there, I'm not from there. So why would I talk shit? I'm not from there. So, now everyone's okay. I got all 5 chats saying Howleys. Okay, I got it. Non-Hawaiians. How about that?
Well, we got Italy in the house.
That's what I'm talking about. No, we're not. No, I didn't say. We're not Space Force One. We're not doing Space Force One. We're not doing Space. What's up?
Sorry, Bobby.
Yeah, sorry, Bobby.
Fort Polk. Man,
God. Okay, well, we should just pour 40s for you on that one.
I'm gonna. Here's a drink for you. Over
yeah,
there,
I'll take a shot for you. Thanks, Janet. Yeah, I'll take. Yeah, that's a Fort Polk. God. It's almost as if the Army decided to say, all the services goes, okay, Air Force, you pick your places. And they all picked like an awesome places to be at, right? And the Navy's like, well, naturally we're going to be at ports. And then the Army, they're like, okay, let's drive down this fucking road and find the worst fucking post to be stationed at. And then that's where we're going to decide to put our post at. And
like, I got an opportunity to go to Shaw Air Force Base, and they were like, well, there's a lot of places you can go.
Camp Casey, hey, what's up? Ready to fight tonight?
He's like, but I know Shaw. I said Shaw Air Force Base deal. Like, well, let me tell you. Nope, that one. I'll go there. I have no problem being an Army guy on the Air Force Base, especially in South Carolina.
Oh, I know. Well, and
then that got pulled. That was some BS. And they said, hey, you're going to Hood instead. You're gonna be part of the Cav.
What's up, Raph? No, but I'm saying, yeah, the Army got the fat kid that always gets picked on last. Exactly. Yeah, whoop, Fort Hood. Hey, there you go. Fort Living Room is the best. Exactly.
DD214.
DD214 in his house, Syracuse, New York, checking in on the Mixer chat. Hey, awesome. No, my biggest thing is that, hey, what's the status of the Sergeant First Class list? Well, right now, Zoltan is making his trek, or actually, the shawled individual is making his trek across the sands, the desert sands, to find his quest and come about the Sergeant First Class list, and he will come back with his premonition, a black ball of premonition, and if he comes out with it, then we'll know. But remember, these are only Zoltan results, and you must pay a quarter to Zoltan when it's announced. So don't go all everyone's freaking out about that. But hey, those are the
like the groundhog. He's like, oh, I wonder what it's gonna be.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the shaking the 8 ball or something like that.
First Cav Division. That's what I'm talking about. Live the legends. Get out of here, Brave Rifles.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. They've actually. How's life after Colonel Admiral? I'm just gonna say there, Michael.
There is no life after Colonel Admiral. He was the end all be all for
hey, what's up, Katie? What's up, Joe? Man, everyone's in it, rocking it today, man. So
Fort Richardson sucks ass.
Oh man, what's up with that?
3 CR worse than CR.
Yeah, exactly. so the thing is like again, when Zoltan at U.S. Army WTF Moments has a hold of such documentation or premonition, again, results may vary. Just add water and some assembly required. Then of course, then Zoltan will be able to give you the latest and greatest of all the Sergeant First Class promotions. I think that the last one was like the CSL or something like that. I'm pissed off a bunch of colonels or something like that, but
I like pissing off a bunch of colonels though.
Yeah. Well, apparently, yeah. Okay, we're gonna talk about that too. Okay, so if you guys saw the main page
we
post,
got a lot of stuff to cover.
so somebody's like, what happened to that soldier that flipped off that NCO? What's up, Joe of Excellence?
They were buried.
I have no
after
idea,
that
man.
split.
Oh, I have no idea. Sergeant Botface is telling me in the mixer chat to stop talking. We're testing AI in the mixer chat, and we are no shit. The WTF Nation Radio, US Army WTM is expanding AI, almost like Alexa and some shit. And so if you go into Old Man of Excellence, thanks, Katie. You go into the what's up,
you,
Alex? What's up, Alex? In the Roadhead Loser in the mixer chat. What's up, guys? We're working with AI. We're working with AI in the mixer chat. So Sergeant Botface just told me, don't tell secrets, too many ears around. So it's straight up the Dutter at all the sandboxes. So what's the topic today? Today we're going to be talking about the NATO stuff and the POTUS selecting the Supreme Court justice, because I know there's going to be a lot of drama about that. And of course, we're going to talk about other news, because it seems like everyone has totally forgotten about kids, and everyone's forgotten about immigration. Everyone's
you know what kids people have forgot about? There's the soccer players in Thailand that are being rescued right now, that have been stuck in this cave system for almost
since June 24th,
half a month.
So since June 24th, these 12 kids, and I was going to talk about that too. These 12 kids in Thailand, let's just talk about that. These 12 kids in Thailand got stuck in a cave system. They were out there doing some caves. You know what kids do? Out there hanging out, rolling around the caves, touring the caves and stuff like that. They had just won a couple, some soccer games. Yep.
Why not go exploring? Hell, we all did that as kids. I know in the great Commonwealth of Virginia, there's a lot of good places to go exploring, especially in my county. And me and my cousins used to do that all the time, sometimes to their own detriment. But that's what kids do, is go exploring. Well, they went exploring. Unfortunately, in Thailand, if you've ever been out to the Pacific, especially in those areas, those in South Korea will know, especially anywhere else, that the monsoon season, comes around. Well, it hit them big time, and the caves filled up with water, and they were stuck, and they
within a day
lost for a while.
Yeah,
they were filled up, and they were stuck there,
yeah.
and they didn't get found for like 10 days.
Correct. And then once they were found, they thought they were dead, and then it turns out that they were alive. So and then
they got lucky. They got to that one cave system that didn't fill up with water. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah. So these kids got stuck in the cave system and were able to get into a pocket. And so far, I think they've rescued 6. And
they had actually before, because they had concluded all their rescues are going to be able to do for the day, and that Thailand time, they were able to get out 8. There's 4 more, and then there's the coach. Now, what's cool is that there's some good and there's some bad. Great. It's great that these kids were found, but if you're going to pour out a shot, here's a shot for the Navy, the Thailand Navy SEAL.
Oh yeah, the Thai SEAL. Yeah, that's right, man.
Unfortunately, he ran out of oxygen, passed out, and was unable to be recovered. And this was the beginning parts of the operation before they actually started removing kids. So our, hate to say it, thoughts and prayers go out to that family. It's a brave guy who, it's great that they, were trying to get these kids out, and that's why everyone's like, oh, they can just get out, that's no problem. And I kept telling people, like, have you ever? I'm not a scuba diver, but I know people, and they tell me how difficult it is to learn. You can't just teach somebody, like, under duress, hey, navigate all these cave systems that were already hard enough when they look through. Unfortunately, even the best of the best, stuff happens. So
yeah, exactly.
That really sucks. But they've had teams from the U.S. had sent out people to try to help. And then our soon to be Secretary of Space Force.
Oh yeah, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. He sent out a team, and they're actually I haven't seen anything to confirm it, but the rumor is that it was one of their team's idea to how they got these kids out, and it's pretty awesome. What they did was they almost, like, you ever put your cell phone in a plastic bag and then sealed it up and took it on like a canoe trip or something. So same type of thing. They used this like watertight, airtight bag, and they were able to wrap these kids in one at a time. At one, they had to do one once and then once kind of thing. And then they used this other machine to pump air in and out. So there was a machine small machines on both sides. And then they kind of almost like on a stretcher, and they were able to take these kids out one at a time. So they've done that. Successfully got 8 kids out, and they are currently in a Taiwan hospital.
So the Secretary of the Space Force, Elon Musk, has been able to
He's affecting everything,
dude. He's awesome.
He's like, my wife's like, because we were talking about electric cars and stuff like that, and I was like, Elon Musk isn't just. I mean, this is the man who brought flamethrowers to the public.
Well,
like,
because
this is a guy I
yeah, exactly.
Why isn't he in our government?
Well, see, that's a problem, because I have a feeling he would be, if Elon Musk, the way I see it, and I was going to bring him up too, but we brought him up a little bit early, but I was going to bring him up.
Head.
No, I'm just saying I was going to bring him up at the bottom of the hour. No, the reason why is because he is the Donald Trump of the fucking engineering and and being an entrepreneur. He is that kind of person to where I have a feeling that if he were to get in office, somebody would find a fucking reason to be pissed off about him doing something or nothing, and then that's it. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, again, yeah, leave the guy alone. The guy bent over NASA and the U.S. Air Force and sent a fucking car into space and brought his rockets back. That's like the ultimate in hand receipt. You know what I mean?
Bringing his rockets back was like my wife's like, "What's the big deal?" I'm like, "Babe, we never bring rockets back. They
dump in the ocean,
and then that's it.
They dump in the ocean, and hopefully we find them."
Yeah, this time we were able to, the second time, because they tried to do it on a smaller platform, it didn't work out as well. But hey, trial and error. But still, being able to do just half the stuff this man has been able to accomplish with the company is pretty outstanding. This guy's pretty badass.
Yeah, again, that's how innovation. That's innovation right there. That's why it makes me mad when I see guys like that come up. There's guys like that in the Army. We have a shitload of Elon Musk's young officers and NCO, senior NCOs that are fucking outstanding, that are all about talent management and all about, like, these are the true men. These are guys that can take apart a cell phone and make some fucking little code thing, and then look, hey look, Sergeant Major, I can make a fucking drone fly with your cell phone. Bullshit. Without using the app? Yeah. There you go. No shit. Out of his trunk. I'm like, dude, you need to go work for Cybercom. I'm getting out. I'm going to go work for the company that built that drone so I can go fucking, you know what I mean? Little shit like that. They would hate on him. The same thing with Elon Musk. They're hating on him because he's basically going, oh, yeah, look at that. Spank that planet. I'm the one that's making you look bad.
Well, there was an article that I saw today. I think it came from Military Times. That was saying that the Pentagon is working on is recruiting these super techie soldiers that help. Because, when it comes to a lot of things, we're ahead of the game. We're pretty badass. Yes, we're not going to be number one in every category, but we try. But cybersecurity and this tech stuff, especially in our military, we're kind of, we're in the middle of the pack, and we need to move forward. And I think a lot of government agencies, including the Pentagon, are starting to really realize that we have a abundance of really smart soldiers. Yes, not all of them are doing a smart soldier job. Like some of them are cleaning the motor pool.
Exactly. Thank you, Bulldog, for that like. We love you too, Bulldog. We appreciate your support out of the Mixer chat. Thank you, man.
And instead, we have guys that are cooking instead of, because there is no super techie job for them, or we didn't make it easy, easy enough for these soldiers to be qualified, to get into these spots. And I think that's really hurting us, because we have a lot. I mean, I knew a lot of smart people in S6 that could have been doing these guys were pretty much like borderline hackers, and were able to get us on all kinds of networks when we were in Poland and Latvia. They needed to be somewhere higher, but there just weren't those positions a couple years ago. There was, there's stuff that we could be doing more. And I think it's fine. I think somebody in the Pentagon's finally going, hey, maybe this is a good idea, because, Elon Musk is making us all look bad by doing things that we're all like, yeah, why haven't we doing that already?
You know what? Elon Musk would be the type of guy that would build an ATACMS rocket and have it launch from an MLRS system or HIMARS, pick your flavor of whatever, and it launches over the enemy, flips off the enemy, and flies back. That's what kind of fucking rocket Elon Musk would build for the U.S. military. We would have no issues with all these different aircraft competing to be the next best helicopter, or, like right now Sikorsky is building the Raider, And the Raider is supposed to be the new reconnaissance aircraft. And this new reconnaissance aircraft, I'm thinking, we have drones. Why do we need a manned reconnaissance aircraft? And it seems like the Army likes, well, not just an Army, just the military in itself, likes to work backwards. I get an idea. Let's get an airplane that's about the same size of an X-16, use the same kind of engine, make it a stealth fighter, and make it more expensive than the current F-22 stealth fighter we already have, Air Force. What the hell's up with that?
Fucking Air Force.
Yeah, Air Force. Ready to fight.
Hey, Katie, don't worry. I see you. What's up, Chicky?
Oh, did I gotta refresh my freaking thing again? Wait, what chat are we talking about? I got so many chats.
There's we got so many chats. This is the great thing about us.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm not used to it either. It's like, so. But yeah, going back to saying, I'm done with the soldiers are quite actually. Me and Jose were actually talking in the office. Jose, yes, the illustrious Jose. We were talking in the office today, and me and him were talking about how just a lot of stuff right now. Like if you guys haven't heard, there was a soldier that was lost from the SVAB, soldier supporting the SVAB in Afghanistan, and I'm thinking. Again, and I'm like, and hearts go out, like I said, rest in peace, soldier, till Valhalla, corporal. But damn, dude, what are we doing there? And everyone says, Ice, when you talk about this stuff, you're sitting back policy and blah, 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 blah. You've had 18 years to figure this fucking shit out. Okay, I'd say, yeah, whatever. Ooh, yeah, you know what? Exactly. Oh, man. Alex in the mixer chat, the URA 66 or the RAH 66 Comanche helicopter, the only helicopter that could fly sideways. You know that movie Hulk, where you saw those helicopters like flying all weird and shit? That's what happened. The Comanche could fly that way. Could fly forward, I think 80 knots or something like that, and turn on its axis on its side and still fly sideways. The same fucking speed. But anyways, I digress. It's one of those things to where everyone's like, oh, well, this same type of aircraft could fly the same thing. Whatever. You don't need it. Elon, hey, build a helicopter that's reconnaissance and then make it like throw a big middle finger at the enemy, fly really low, and then bring it back. Elon would work fucking night and day to do that. But instead we have Sikorsky and we have Bell. We have other helicopter, companies trying to make a new assault reconnaissance attack superfalicious helicopter.
Well, Alex in the mixer chat says that he's pissed they canceled the RAH 66 Comanche. He says he flew it at Fort Eustis when he was stationed there. He said it was full stealth. For some reason the military's just getting into this habit of every time there's something cool, we're gonna find a way to can it. Like I'm still kind of pissed that the Army started testing out submachine guns. And then went, fuck it. And we're not doing that.
Oh, don't get me started about the fucking...
It's just like, come on, guys.
Don't get me started about the XM8. The XM8 and the M4 and the 416, the HK 416. The weapons test with the SCAR that U.S. SOCOM selected for their weapons. And then all of a sudden, the worthless, most crappiest fucking weapon on the planet gets selected over the H&K XM8. Come on, dude. Yeah, exactly. Baby Ice is like going, come on. So.
Sorry, Alex says it flew in. I did not fly it.
Oh, okay. Damn, I was about to say, Alex, you're pretty badass if you flew the Comanche. Shit, I was about to get you on here.
I read that wrong.
Exactly, Ryan. It was supposed to replace the Apache in specific roles. It was supposed to have had stubby wings installed in it in a non-stealth mode, and so that way it could carry the same amount of armament as the Apache, and then the stealth mode for its scout reconnaissance had fold-up wings to do its mission.
Well, you're right, Dale. The Army said it was too expensive, and every time something becomes a little too expensive, here's a great something that's going to push us ahead of, like every time the media talks about something military related, they're like, pushes, ahead of China or Russia or, our European allies, because they're allies today, no tomorrow. So you got to have the best stuff. But every time something gets a little expensive, now I'm not saying like, was it the F-35 that we keep dropping money at,
Dude, it's going into like Dude, it's going to the trillions now. It's about ready to click on the trillion.
I got that. That one have been like, okay, we're just gonna suck up our losses, lick our wounds, and move on. But then anything else that might cost a little bit more money to make us more agile, more mobile, and more lethal. Man, all those command messages. Stop being public affairs. we have all those. We instead of paying money for stuff that will work, we go, it's too expensive. Let me throw money at this piece of shit, right? See, they keep canceling this stuff because we're still throwing money at the F-35.
That's what I'm saying. I think the Air Force
work. Damn it.
The Air Force is taking Army dollars. That's why we. Oh no, exactly. That's a good point. Why the hell did we get rid of the fucking Kiowa? Why did we ruin one of our recon? Well, see, the thing is that think about it though. We got drones now, son. We got drones. The United States state. Do we have any jobs? Of course we got jobs, Aaron. We got any jobs? What you got jobs? You got jobs. You got jobs. But anyways,
I don't know. Like Kiowas are pretty cool. I mean, you can drop in like what, 10 highly trained killers, really quickly. Little more mobile.
You're talking about you're talking about the MH6, the little bird. That's what you're talking about. The Kiowa was the one that looked like a fucking news helicopter with a masked ball on the top. It looked like a little fucking had an eye, like a giant ball head on it, like a giant ball with eyes on it, which is a giant ball. So I'm just seeing the fact that some of the things they think about soldier, and it goes back to what I'm saying. Well, we're thinking about the soldier stuff. We're thinking about soldiers. This and this will be a good Sergeant's Time segment. We're gonna get into this Sergeant's Time is gonna be a pretty Army-like event. So we're gonna have and I'm saying this now because I have a feeling they might cancel, and I hope they don't. We're gonna have the winners of the Connolly Cup. If you guys don't know, that's like the World Cup of tankers.
You mean the Sullivan Cup?
Oh, was it Connolly? Oh no, that's the Cooks. So
it's the Sullivan's Cup.
This is the Sullivan Cup. Exactly.
Made every tanker out there cringe because they knew what you're talking about, but they didn't know what the hell you were saying.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
We got the winners from the Sullivan Cup coming on. It's gonna be pretty awesome. It was it goes along with our effort from WTF Nation Radio to expand and work with our fellow Army units to get them to come on and show some love to them, like we did with the 82nd Airborne Division. So so we have the winners from Sullivan Cup coming up on Thursday. It's gonna be pretty awesome. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Their unit and their division have been pretty proactive working with us.
Yes.
So I'm kind of tickled that this is going to happen.
This will be the second 18th the 18th Airborne Corps unit that we'll be working with. This is the 3rd Infantry Division working with us. So we're kind of stoked. This will be another WTF Nation Radio first, I guess, because now because we were dealing with the 82nd. And of course, if you guys not paid attention to the 82nd, they've been spamming us. Hey, like we keep saying, units, if you're out there, send us your motivational videos, your moto videos and stuff like that.
Let us cross post.
Yeah, we'll post.
Let us know when you get them. We'll post them because people like seeing them. So yeah, it's 3ID, and we're actually working with another 3ID brigade to come on because there's 3ID is just like I shopped them out, a shot in the dark. Like, hey, we love to give you guys the opportunity to be like 82nd and jump on and give your guys some Ryan's of fat tankers. Show some love. And 3ID's PAO have jumped all over it, so that's been pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. Those guys are pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited too. You should come on. You should come on Thursday.
I'll come on Thursday. I got nothing else to do.
Yeah, come on Thursday, man.
My wife just looked at me with the evil eyes.
This is a big thing. So I mean, I understand if you can't, but that's fine. But Thursday, like I said, because this is a big deal. Because last year it was won by the National Guard. And also the Best Ranger competition was won by the National Guard. And now Big Army, or Active Army, has now taken the wieners of the Best Ranger competition and the Sullivan Cup. So I think it's badass.
Everyone's like, holy crap, National Guard are beating us. All right, okay, we're here. Let's actually do this. We're not sending the second teamers anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Well, no, that's good. I mean, because I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, and don't get me wrong, Army wins. That's the way I see it, with your reserve, National Guard, or active duty. So there's nothing wrong with a little professional, hazing there, breaking balls about that. Exactly, Alex. The reason why it was the the Comanche was so valuable because it had a dual role as attack and recon. But now with the dude, I'm telling you, now with drones, shit. Now like I said, we got Elon Musk's of soldiers that can just go out there and create. Like I said, when a soldier showed me how to do it, how to hack into a drone, and of course he didn't show me how to do it. He just said, do this, do that, do this. And because I'm old, he knows that I was going to miss some fucking steps. And I was able to fly a drone that I had no connected to, that I didn't even have the app for. That's fucking scary, dude. Oh, you were out Thursday. That means the winners of the Sullivan Cup, the tankers, the World Cup of Tanking.
It's awesome competition.
It's an awesome yeah, we'll let them explain it too, but they're going to be on here this Thursday for Sergeant's Time. And it's, once again, another active duty unit from the 3rd Infantry Division that's going to come on here and shoot the shit with us. Because we had...
Hint, 10th Mountain. I keep trying to get you guys to come on.
So that means...
Don't make me spank you.
So that means we've had the 82nd Airborne on here. We will have the 3rd Infantry Division on here. And that means we're also going to have now the fucking... all we need is 101st. Then all of 18th Airborne Corps will be good.
Maybe 3 Corps,
Maybe maybe.
Still working on 3 Corps. First Cav keeps like, hey, we'll talk. Oh no, we don't want to talk. We'll talk. No, we don't want to talk.
Yeah, exactly. What I mean.
Come on, First Cav.
Yeah,
I'm a First Cav person. Man, I have a stat. Come on now. Somebody tag First Cav and tell them to get their asses on here.
Yeah, exactly. We can get First Cav on here. And
the first part is like we had Airborne. I was like, oh, okay, cool, Airborne. We're gonna fly drop from parachutes and shit. I'm like, let's get some tanks on here. I love some tanks.
I like tanks.
Big public affairs.
Yeah,
tanks
exactly.
are awesome.
Yeah, tanks are awesome. Tanks are fun. They go explode and shit. Well, I don't know. I feel sorry for them tankers in the motor pool, man. I know when I was in the 1st Armor Division.
Some of those guys hate life.
Yeah, when I was in the 1st Armor Division, man, I was, oh, God. Just fucking sucking in the motor pool all the fucking time working in the motor pool. I wasn't a tanker, but I was on the staff, and they were just all there. They were just like, oh, I got a motor pool. Fuck. Man, this is all you guys do is fucking go in the motor pool? Shit, this sucks. But, anyways. Yeah, so stay tuned on Thursday. And we're gonna have some good, we have some guests, of course, throughout the week. But that was just another. It's only because I'm gonna be on there. I might as well just talk about it. But anywho, yeah. So going back to what I was saying, Elon Musk. There's soldiers out there that need to be that way too. We're also gonna talk about the new PT test. The new PT test is out. Oh no, the first ID made its debut of quite a few times on the main page, but not in a good light.
We're talking in a way to actually.
We're talking about
make their soldiers look good.
We're talking about how their soldiers are, their troops are going to come. They're going to come on and say, hey, first ID, our soldiers did this and our soldiers did that. I think we had Tim Kennedy come on here when we had the sniper competition, all that stuff. So, anyways, yeah. So again, we're.
Aaron wants more A10s.
Well, I mean, being the fact that this is not U.S. U.S. Air Force WTF moments, but U.S. Army WTF moments, whatever. I mean, of course.
I have tried reaching out to some Air Force guys because that's kind of what I'm supposed to do. So far, I haven't got much from the Air Force people, but we'll get there. But speaking of A10s, we were watching the movie Rampage with the Rock. My 11-year-old daughter was not able to get halfway through the movie because it's a little more dicey than it looked in the previews or whatnot. I know it's PG-13, but there are some some people getting ate up and shit. But in near the end of the movie, there is an A10 that is brought in, and I started getting all giddy. And my wife said, "What? I'm like, babe, I said that's A10. I saw those in Afghanistan. I saw those up close and personal." Luckily, not too up close and personal, but I saw them in action on a combat patrol I was on, and those things are beasts. And then it gets tore up by a giant ape. I'm like, well, it does more than just get blown up, but A10s are awesome. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, they're a badass, man.
I love to get some A10 pilots.
Yeah, well, they're sort of kind of like Army because they think like Army. You know what I mean? They're more. I don't know. It just seems like they're not. I don't know. They're more
low altitude ground support.
Yeah. They just seem like that there would be more of the. They would be more. Yeah, they'd be the guys that hang out with you. They would, in other words, they'd be in the tents, sleeping and all that stuff, as opposed to the other fighter pilots are like, let's caressed.
I wonder when they're like, hey, we need the A-10 pilots up here now. They kind of walk out and there's automatically action music behind them, and They got their aviator glasses. Where are we going? Like, I just imagine these guys being like the coolest pilots there. It's like, I don't need to be that high up. I just need to be high enough to go. Brr.
Yeah, exactly. You just want to see that. Exactly. Well, okay, hang on. I'm gonna play the noise.
You got it. The Sky Scooter.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The Sky Scooter. I like that.
Exactly. But no, well, the Apache is not really considered the Army's A-10 if it's not flying all the time. It needs to fly. So, anyways, going back to what we're talking about the PT test, we're also going to be talking about the PT test on Sergeant's time.
Yeah, that I think we made the Sergeant Major of the Army pretty upset with that one.
Well, due to the fact that it was released, I don't know, what was our U.S. Army WTF Moments release time was at noon, and it was supposed to have been released at 1300 on the Army Times, but we got it first.
Yeah, I showed that to my wife, and I don't want to dive this too much, but I showed it to her. I said, "Yeah, this is what the new PT test is going to be." She goes, "Can you even do that?" When she was talking about the deadlifts, because right now I'm in the beginning stages of possible knee surgery, which would be all kinds of fun. Thank you, Army. And she's like, "Can you even do deadlifts?" I'm like, "I used to." I said, "I'm sure I'll be fine, after a couple months of physical therapy on my knees." I said, "But so the rest of it's not bad." And then she goes, "Oh, there's 2 mile, still a 2 mile." Like, damn it. Oh, of course, there's still a 2 mile.
Yeah. Well, there's a 2 mile run after a series of events that'll smoke your fucking bags. See, here's the thing. Don't even get me started, man.
See, we're gonna have to bypass it. We're gonna end up talking about it.
Oh, dude, it's yeah. You got me as soon as you mentioned that deadlift shit in the run, because I'm just like. Ugh.
I mean, I won't lie. Just off of what just the basis of what I've seen and not seeing, and haven't seen. I like that it's gender neutral. And it's what was it? It was gender neutral and it was age neutral or something like that. And so it's like it's only one list, one thing. I kind of feel bad for the folks that are like infantry that are like, hey, yeah, if you're infantry, your minimums are probably going to be like, if you're more physical position, your minimums are going to be a little higher. And my wife's like, isn't it good to be public affairs? I'm like, it is now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Call me a pogue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's gonna be Army wide. Oh man.
I don't have to do that many. I'm gonna go drink my my chocolate mocha over here.
Well, everyone's like, is there going to be an alternate event? No.
So we need to bypass because we're gonna end up talking about it and ruin your Thursday.
Yeah. There's more. There's more. But wait, there's more. But anyways, we'll talk about it again. I'm kind of stalling about because I'm looking at the news wires right now to see who this fucking who this new SCOTUS person's gonna be.
That's kind of cool because we actually get another breaking news thing. The last time we had one was when we had the first delegate, the first meeting with North Korea and everything. Which I'm gonna real quick on that. How is it that this man? Everyone says that I'm not a Donald Trump. See, I get accused of being a Democrat, and then I get accused of being a Republican. I just hate everyone equally. But why the hell does this man get blamed? Like every time North Korea says something, oh well, see, that's why he lost. Bitches, calm down. But anyways, so we're moving on. At 9 o'clock, we're expecting the president to come out with his Supreme Court nominee. He or she still has to be confirmed by the Senate, confirmed by Congress and everything. But it is big because everyone's already come out with these big speeches of how this person is going to suck and how they need to hold up precedent of law. Now, I'm not saying that people are saying the wrong things. It's just they sound whiny as shit while they're doing it. Like Chuck Schumer was on the Senate floor, and he was talking about the precedents of law. There was some big Latin phrase for it, but pretty much means that let the law, what has been decided be decided. One of the highly contested things about this potential pick is that Donald Trump has said that he wants a candidate he wants a nominee who will overturn Roe versus Wade. Now, regardless of how you feel about abortion and stuff like that, I personally, I'm let the states decide kind of thing, but that's just me. But I don't think it should be overturned as a whole. And granted, everyone's freaking out. Like somebody put on a comment that every time anything happens with this president, it's like the apocalypse is happening. Yet the apocalypse has yet to happen. I do not think that even if they got a hardliner on the right side, which I don't think would get pushed through the Senate because there's a lot of Senate Republicans and they're balancing. They're trying to get more towards the middle now because they're realizing that too far right is not working with the population. There's just are they acting like there's the whole it's going to end the world? I don't think the Supreme Court will even mess with it. But Chuck Schumer did bring up good, if it has been decided, granted, there are some things like, when they said that the Japanese internment camps at the time in the 1940s was legal, and they came around the last, when they were doing the travel ban, when they came out after that and said, oh yeah, we decided that was a bullshit call. Sorry about that. But besides blaringly horrible decisions like that, I think, and Katie, it says it shouldn't be overturned at all.
What are we talking about? Overturned or what? We're just talking about
Roe versus Wade. That's
yeah.
There's a lot of stuff with the Supreme Court nominee, but this potentially could. Well, it's going to really swing the Supreme Court into, to the right. But Roe versus Wade is what the left and Democrats and progressives are freaking out about because they really think that this person's going to come in next day. They're going to be like, oh, we're overturning Roe versus Wade. No abortions for anybody. I kind of think the Democrats do have a tendency of crying wolf and then nothing happens. I don't think we're going to get that far. And honestly, I think President Trump might actually be kind of smart on this, which is kind of saying something, and we'll probably pick somebody a little more moderate than we're expecting. Now there's 4 candidates. He's been interviewing candidates all last week. There's been 4 candidates he set it on, 3 white males and 1 white female. All kind. Oh, puppy just brought us the squeaky toy. All kind of lean towards right, but there are people that think that he might actually scrap that list and go with another candidate. But we have about less than 20 minutes before he's going to come on, and we're going to find out who his nominee is, and then we're going to wait for the explosions and fireworks of the Twitter world saying how this is a horrible, horrible pick. What's funny is Fox and Friends, which, it's Fox, they went to a campus and started saying, they go, what do you think about the president's nominee for Supreme Court? And it's funny because, he hasn't picked anybody, but all these kids that either they want to sound smart or they, if it has Trump's name on it, they're automatically against it. We're saying, oh yeah, I don't like this person because, they're hard right views and this, that, and the other. And I like how, sometimes I'm like, Fox, you cheeky bastards, but I'm also thinking, Fox, you sons of bitches, go away.
Fuck Kennedy. Go ahead.
Fuck Kennedy.
I'm serious, man. That dude won't shut up about a lot of stuff. I'm like, and he's, don't get me started. Don't get me. I could pull up fucking vids of his fucking hypocrisy. So fuck him.
And Josh is right. Politics do decide your future, and you start paying attention. But I think there's a difference between, if you're not really actually paying attention, then you really not actually know what's going on. Because I think about 8 years ago, anytime I saw something from the Republican side, I was, let's go. And I realized I was not really paying attention, and I really wasn't paying attention to what people were saying. And I realized how kind of dumb, and I hate using the word sheeple, but I pretty much was being the definition of that. It's time to pay attention. I mean, if you're going to be outraged, at least be outraged by facts and actual stuff, not Chuck Schumer going, I'm outraged by this potential pick because we don't know who he or she may be, but it's going to be horrible.
Well, now look, a lot of it too have already said case precedent. You got to remember that a lot of them aren't going to go, because look, don't sit there and talk shit about one justice coming on, because another one might go as well while he's still in office. I'm still like
Ginsburg might not. She can barely stay awake for more than an hour.
Exactly.
At a time.
I have a feeling that they're keeping her on life support just to get her passed to see if there's going to be a re-election.
I think the Democrats are sending her well wishes every day.
Yeah, exactly. So I have
Judge Ginsburg, we love you.
Yeah. Well, what's
more power? Take motivation.
She's even said she's not looking at the fucking Constitution. She's going to go on her feelings on this stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, I wouldn't So don't sit there and
Fuck
talk.
you.
So don't talk about what the new nominee is going to be like, because we don't know. Because everyone thought that the nominees on board already were going to be good to go. I'll tell you what, 7-2 and a lot of dissenting. I mean, come on. Of those 7-2, one of them wasn't what everyone thought it was going to be. When it came to the Hughes, the fucking the travel ban. Now everyone's got their stuff. I really don't think. Hey, what's up, Goof? I don't think anybody's going to. I really don't think nobody is going to overturn. I don't think they're going to overturn shit. I'll be honest with you. They're going to go after more stuff that has to do with free speech issues, and that's just me. Because I'm really getting tired. And actually, we've been at WTF Nation Radio in the office, just been kind of like sending each other memes of everybody that has been beat the fuck up by the Antifa guys that want to start shit with all the vets that go to these fucking support our troops fucking rallies and shit like that, and they go start shit, and then they get their fucking bell rung. That's the shit I like watching.
I kind of wish people would start sending us like where these rallies are going to be at. I'd love, I'm not going to protest. I'm just going to wait for the fight to break out just so I can, beat somebody up. You realize you're getting kind of like, feel like you're getting domesticated when you haven't, I miss Army training sometimes. Sometimes the DD-214 lays heavy on the shoulders.
Well, I mean, like I said,
I don't get to reserve enough.
No, but it would be good. It would be awesome to see, I think we need to do that later on. If we find out there's going to be some stuff, I know for the election, we're probably going to cover that WTF Nation Radio, because by then it'll be, we will have of staff to support it. So, I think we'll be able to do it. But my biggest thing is that exactly. I don't really see any issues. Now everyone's like, I know Katie was pretty emotional about it. She said, "Fuck that," blah blah blah. I don't know. I'm not a judiciary. I'm not a jurist. I don't sit in the bench.
They're actually going to go. I really think that this is more, with the midterms coming up and everything, and everyone's trying to, to rile up the base. I don't think that they're going to. The Supreme Court's got so many other cases, so many other like realistic, precedent cases that are going on, that I think that the rule of law will stand. I don't think we're going to go back on Brown versus the Board of Education, like some people have suggested on Twitter, because, Twitter is where people lose their minds or have a great time, depending on how much you're drinking. But, I don't think Roe versus Wade's going to really be touched at all. I understand the president wants, but the president didn't really care beforehand. And I think he just cares enough because he's trying to get this midterm. But outside of that, I don't think he cares. I mean, he's regardless, he said it. I really think it's like, I want someone's going to do this. I really don't care if it gets done or not. It's one of those things like, I wish, whatever.
No, yeah, but
I think, honestly, I think rule of law should stand. It's been decided by the highest court. Let it be. And I think Roe versus Wade is one of those. And I think it's up to the states to decide. Like I think with, marijuana and medical marijuana are making bigger strides in the states, and there's actually a bipartisan bill.
Well, I'm just saying that if you
work into doing that, to say, hey, we're going to federally back up as long as the states can and let the states decide. And I'm like, cool, let's go back.
Let the state. Well, then I tell you what, you fuck with I take any more complaints, I would fucking hold it hostage. Fuck it. You fuck with the Second Amendment and you impose more gun laws, or you wish to initiate them, we're canking fucking Roe versus Wade.
Nuclear option. That's what that is.
That's what I'm saying. And it would be a nuclear option. Stop fucking with the Constitution then.
Look here, David Hogg, back the fuck up.
If you're saying that the whole issue is that the fucking it's all constitutional and not constitutional or whatever, and it's precedent against the law, okay, don't fuck with the Second Amendment. Don't fuck with the First Amendment. And I guarantee it, something that was a clause into Roe versus Wade, which is a ruling, not a constitutional right, then I'll tell you what, we won't fuck with that either. And I mean, I'm just speaking we as in the Supreme Court, because the president could just do that. He could say, any more complaints about fucking this, then you should open up a fucking reopen Roe versus Wade if they keep fucking on the Second Amendment.
Speaking of Second Amendment, I love Twitter. It's like it's becoming like I've moved away from Facebook on a personal level, but I've started diving more into Twitter. one of the things I love seeing is every time David Hogg posts something, his former classmate and fellow Parkland shooting survivor, damn, I can't remember his name now, keeps trolling the shit out of him. This guy is very pro Second Amendment, and every time that David Hogg posts something, he is this man trolls the shit out of him. But it's all like it's not trolling for trolling's sake. He's trolling to poke holes in the whole conversation. One including is the I guess this guy was David Hogg posted this, tweeted, "This is a great, it's a great day for protesting. If you want to get outside and protest in the nice sunshine, then and kind of put out a location." And the guy was like, "Really? Because it's a great day, it's a good day for protesting?"
Yeah, Kyle Kashuv is what his name. Kyle Kashuv.
I always have trouble trying to say his last name. That guy is awesome. I'm still working on him, trying to see if I can get him on. Because I've been trying to have, we at WTF Nation Radio don't have a stance, do not officially have a stance.
I do. Fucking Second Amendment, son.
Well, we have.
I proclaimed that shit. I was pissed off. Oh wait, I gotta play the clip. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we don't want to play the clip, but
everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio.
Issues. So I've been trying to get, as a good public affairs person, and trying to help with the with the radio awesomeness, is try to get folks that are pro Second Amendment and gun reformists, especially the ones that are vets for gun reform and stuff like that. I tell you what, it is hard to get all these people are so vocal.
Yeah, they're so vocal on Twitter, but they don't want to come on here and talk with us. Hey, look. It is like I've had a couple that I'm like, hey, like one of them, I think we're still working on it, so I won't say the name. Has been like added to this whole like gun reform council, veteran gun reform council, and stuff like that. Which I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, regardless, it's good to have everyone on the conversation, regardless of side you're on. But to have a veteran gun reform council is kind of cool. And he is part of the Vets for Reform movement. That's pretty cool. But you can't. But see, their stance though is that you can't say it's states' right and then federal rights, because some of the states, like in Florida, it was up to the state to have that type of gun law, which caused all this fucking drama. There was already gun laws in place. They were just not informed because a specific community, Broward County, did not want to look bad to say that we have bad or broken kids because their parents are all fucked up. That's what pisses me off about the whole thing, is that they started clumping everybody together. So make up your fucking mind. If you don't want your bodies to be ruled by the government, then don't ask the government to take away our guns. I'm just me. That's just me as ice. I'm just saying. I'm just pissed about that shit. You know what I mean? We had action figure therapy come on. That was actually a lot of fun. He had the balls to come on here and argue his point. And he didn't. Not only that, he had myself. He had Talk Madness. He had fucking Greg. He had Mike Golf. He had four Sorensen and Warrant on his ass. And he was articulate. He didn't get fucking emotional. He brought his points out. We counterpointed. We gave him all the time he wanted to fucking talk, and he was professional about it, and he was cool, and he even said it was cool afterwards in a follow-up email.
I mean, look, if you have, especially these folks that are so against it, so against anything or for anything, if we reach out to try to get you to come on, take the opportunity. It's the same thing with all of our all the Army units out there, or military units, because hey, we'll take, we'd love to shout out to anybody, but you can't just keep bitching about a point yet you don't want to actually have a conversation about it. I mean, granted, I'm with you, Ice. I'm a pro Second Amendment person. I think that that you can't I hated all those veteran. I was an Air Force veteran. I was security forces. I was a cook. And I love, they're like, this is similar. No, just serious. It is the same thing. Like, no, it's not, because my weapon had 3-round bursts, and I can't get that.
No, it is the same.
And like I'm like, man, I can shoot and reload faster with 1911, which is saying something, than I can with like my M16 or M4. Like, calm down. But we're still working, because I'm still trying to get a conversation, because while our personalities, including Ice and myself, can have opinions, the station doesn't. So we like to give you, the listeners, an opportunity to hear both sides and then you can hopefully be smart smart enough to decide how you feel on the issue. I still can't, still working on it. Flash is on the case, but I don't know. It's probably one of those things. It's kind of. I'm just looking at the bottom of my glass, and man, it's not enough.
I'm about to say, no. I'm just. But again, I love. Don't get me wrong. I love our Constitution so much. I love the free speech that is spewing from everybody, and as long as everybody has the right to do it. But when someone comes on and says that we don't want the government to tell us what to do with our bodies, then I sit there and I look down at my 1911 where I'm broadcasting on my side. I also, when I go over to the kitchen, I look at the pistol that I got in there. I have weapons everywhere in my house. So in the event, especially like in the shitter, because man, it just seems like as a guy, the most innate times to fucking have to be bothered is when you're on the shitter, right? So somebody will fucking ring a doorbell, somebody will call you, and you're on the shitter. Same thing. So I
pick up if they call me.
I look.
Yeah, there's an echo here because I'm currently on the toilet.
What are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing? No, but what I'm saying though is that if you keep doing that, stop. You can't pick and choose. If you say you want to go by the Constitution and you want to go by this, you want to go by that, you want to go by this, because don't even get me started about illegal aliens having rights here and constitutional rights, because they don't. I can get in that too if you want to get in that fucking argument. Once they step on the ground, they're afforded due process. No, they're not. They get deported. So that's another fucking rule, and that's another fucking argument we get into. So stop saying the government should get out of my body. Then the government should not grab my 1911 from my hands or my rifles or prevent me from showing Baby Ice or Princess Ice how to go hunting. You shouldn't. You can't have one and then have the other if you say you're for the Constitution. That's just, oh man, I'm old man looking at this old man logic, and I'm like, yep, that's it. Okay, well, freedom of speech, you get to say whatever the fuck you want. Everybody knows that freedom of speech has consequences. Well, just like everybody knows that freedom of speech, because think about it. You say something of freedom of speech, and you say anything. Dude, an allegation will destroy your fucking career in a minute. In a minute, for no reason.
Granted on that, there are some folks like Andy Dick who, Andy Dick screwed, because now, I mean, hell, they found him, they found, somebody threw up a video of him, like, totally sexually harassing, almost, pretty much sexually assaulting Ivanka Trump when she was on the Jimmy Kimmel show. I mean, he's one of those guys that everyone kind of knew, but no one said anything. But then there are folks that the smallest allegation, somebody just saying he touched me inappropriately, they're all of a sudden taking off everything. They've lost all their sponsors. They've lost all their stuff. I mean, like look at Kevin Spacey. When was the last time we heard anything following up Kevin Spacey?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Only on an allegation.
Harvey Weinstein has actual charges against him, and may he rot in peace, because I'm pretty sure they're true, and there seems to be enough. And Bill Cosby, unfortunately, I love Bill Cosby's comedian, but apparently he was a skeevy son of a bitch. He was found guilty, and good luck with that. But then there's folks that they've been accused, and that's been it, and that's it. That's all. Nothing else has come out. No charges. But they're going to come out and say something, yet present no evidence, and then it's just going to go away. Now Kevin Spacey, it's gone. He's off of his show. You're not going to see him ever again. Hell, people were upset that Johnny Depp, who is was accused of I guess beating his girlfriend or his ex-wife.
Nobody's saying that, Katie. Nobody said you said that, Katie. I'm just talking about the argument in itself, the Second Amendment and Roe versus Wade, not you. What you said earlier about you saying fuck that or whatever. I'm not that you were not correlated in that. In this example.
You're not the person we.
Yeah. You weren't the person we're talking. We're talking about the fucking Parkland kids.
But I mean, what was I? Ah, crap. Anyway, but you have.
You're talking about Johnny Depp, who beat the fuck out of his girlfriend.
Yeah, people were all upset because Johnny Depp is part of the new Harry Potter series as Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. It's pretty much the prequels for the Harry Potter series. Yes, I am a Harry Potter nerd and I love it. But anyways,
nerds.
Oh, we just got President Donald Trump announced his pick to replace just Andy Kennedy. So that's coming up in a couple of minutes. So actually, it's almost break time. So
we're gonna take a break. So we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna talk about this breaking news with the break, and then we'll be right back. So give us a couple seconds to adjust and shit. So stand by.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
You say I walk on the truth, but I've
giving it up. You can fight, you can hide that you're naked. If you bleed, you won't feel it, you won't see me at all. You can fight, you can hide that you're naked. If you bleed, you won't feel it, you won't see me at all. You can fight, you can hide that you're naked.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
And we're back. Part 2 of the Monday edition with Ice and Flash on WTF Nation Radio. Everyone's already freaking out. We already got the news going nuts. Let's see. What do we have here? Let's see if I got some sound up in here.
Wow. So we interesting pick. Brett Kavanaugh. I think I said his name right.
I think it's Barrett Kavanaugh. I think.
No, Brett Michael Kavanaugh.
Oh, okay.
Born February 12, 1965, is a United States Circuit Judge of the United States Court of Appeals in the District of Columbia Circuit. He was staff secretary in the executive office of the President of the United States under President George W. Bush, a protege of Kennedy Starr, and a former clerk of Justice Kennedy, just like Justice Gorsuch. Kavanaugh played a lead role in drafting the Starr Report, which urged the impeachment of President Bill Clinton. Kavanaugh led the investigation into suicide of Clinton aide Vincent Foster after the 2000 U.S. presidential election, in which Kavanaugh worked for the George W. Bush campaign. In the Florida recount, Kavanaugh joined Bush's staff, where he led the administration's efforts to identify and confirm judicial nominees. Kavanaugh was nominated to the D.C. Appeals Court by Bush in 2003. His confirmation hearing were contentious and stalled for 3 years over charges of partnership. Kavanaugh was ultimately confirmed in May 2006 after a series of negotiations between Democratic and Republican senators.
I don't know. It appears that we have some upset individuals in the chat there. Who we got? We got some. We got Miguel, and we got Fausto Lopez. We got Ben. Everyone's like talking about PAYOPS. I don't know what PAYOPS is. Let's divide. You guys are talking about dividing. I don't know what that. Y'all trash. Oh man, it appears we have some hate in the main page chat. Hate.
Some important things though is that President Trump said was that he wants someone to go with the rule of law as written by the Constitution, not personal opinion. I almost kind of think that was a slight at Ginsburg.
It was.
And then, he's written over 300 opinions, and he's very popular with mainstream conservatives. Bye, little Flash. Come on. All right.
Night, little Flash.
So, good night, little Flash. So, I mean, it's an interesting choice. I mean, he's got a lot of background. I think that this is I don't know too much on him, so it's that says that he's seen as the front runner, and he was chosen associate. Wow, this site's already updated so quickly. It says he was chosen as associate justice on July 9, 2018.
Damn.
That was quick.
That was quick. So they're already updating bios and shit like that. Now they're just wanting to go ahead and so what was the big deal about Amy Coney Barrett? That was her name. That was the other one. I don't know why everyone was everyone's freaking out right now. I did have a live feed up right now of some people starting to protest, which is why everyone went nuts. And so let me get to some other live streams.
In New York, I'm Shepard Smith. Regular programming to resume in minutes. But first, a live look at the East Room of the White House, where the president is about to announce his nominee to serve on the United States Supreme Court. Fox News correspondents John Roberts and Shannon Bream are reporting that they have strong indications the nominee will be the D.C. Circuit Court Judge Brett Kavanaugh. Camera crews caught a quick shot of him earlier today getting into the back of an SUV outside his house. If our information is right, in moments we'll see him standing with the President Trump as his choice to replace the retiring Justice Anthony Kennedy. Judge Kavanaugh actually worked for Justice Kennedy in the mid-1990s as a court clerk, and he went on to write some of the most salacious parts of the independent counsel Ken Starr's report on former President Clinton. He later joined the George W. Bush presidential campaign, then took a job in the White House as staff secretary for Bush 43. He was later nominated Kavanaugh to the D.C. Circuit Court. Kavanaugh is the consummate D.C. insider and the establishment favorite. Some conservatives blamed him for saving Obamacare when he wrote an opinion in 2011 that his court didn't have the jurisdiction to decide the issue. But his allies point out he also wrote that the Affordable Care Act could be challenged as unconstitutional.
It could be.
Get used to that sort of back and forth because it's a taste of what will likely come in a confirmation hearing.
It will be.
Now, imagine the weight of the moment. A decision that will affect some Americans who have not yet even been born.
Nope.
The next justice on the United States Supreme Court is to be chosen.
Hang on.
And now, the President of the United States with the person he plans to nominate.
My fellow Americans, tonight I speak to you from the East Room of the White House regarding one of the most profound responsibilities of the President of the United States, and that is the selection of a Supreme Court justice. I've often heard that other than matters of war and peace, this is the most important decision a president will make. The Supreme Court is entrusted with the safeguarding of the crown jewel of our republic, the Constitution of the United States.
What about Space Force?
12 days ago, Justice Anthony Kennedy informed me of his decision to take senior status on the Supreme Court, opening a new vacancy. For more than 4 decades, Justice Kennedy served our nation with incredible passion and devotion. I'd like to thank Justice Kennedy for a lifetime of distinguished service. In a few moments, I will announce my selection for Justice Kennedy's replacement. This is the second time I have been faced with this task. Last year, I nominated Judge Neil Gorsuch to replace the late, great Justice Antonin Scalia.
Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk.
I chose Justice Gorsuch because I knew
Oh,
that
there's
he,
a lot of people on this
just
staff,
like
ABC,
Justice
they're
Scalia,
saying, keep this guy ready.
would be
I know,
a
dude.
faithful servant
And a lot of people are like, I don't know
of
who this guy
our
is. I don't like him
Constitution.
anyway, so this is what
We
white
are
privilege
honored
looks
to be
like.
joined tonight by Justice
Guarantee
Scalia's
Google's
beloved
now some
wife,
influx of who the hell
Maureen.
this guy is.
Oh, man.
Doesn't seem like the worst guy who could have picked.
Yeah.
There was a meme that had Alex Jones
Both Justice Kennedy and Justice Scalia were appointed by a president who understood that the best defense of our liberty and a judicial branch immune from political prejudice were judges that apply the Constitution as written. That president happened to be Ronald Reagan.
Well,
for this evening's announcement, we are joined by Ronald Reagan's Attorney General,
come on.
Edwin Meese.
Wrap this up. Wrap it up, son. Yo, you need to wrap this up.
And Ed, I speak for everyone. Thank you for everything you've done to protect our nation's great legal
Meg Ryan may be next.
In keeping with President Reagan's legacy,
no, we have our faders
I do not
off
ask about
on purpose,
a nominee's personal opinions.
We're just talking shit.
What matters is not a judge's political views, but whether they can set aside those views to do what the law and the Constitution require. I am pleased to say that I have found, without doubt, such a person.
Here we go.
Tonight, it is my honor and privilege to announce that I will nominate Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the United States Supreme Court.
Man, Brett Kavanaugh. Yeah!
It kind of looks like a bobblehead. He really had the Price is Right. Yeah. For that, I'm finishing the rest of this bullet bourbon with my Lucky Strike glass.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. You might have to drink this. I don't know. I don't think this is the worst pick he could have made. There was a bunch on his list that, when he came out with his list of 25 names back during the campaign, or near the end of the campaign, I researched some of them, and some of them I was like, oh my god, like how are you a judge? Like, you know, some very like, I don't care what it is, I am all the way on this right side. Fuck yeah. Like they were just like, I don't care. Judge.
Oh man.
So I mean, this doesn't seem like the worst guy. I think because he's popular with with mainstream conservatives, I think he'll have an easier time getting through, getting with the House and Senate. But you know, Josh is right, even though he, you know, thank you for letting us know our faders weren't down.
Yeah, well, no, we were doing that on purpose. We were doing our open commentary. I don't like doing closed faders and stuff like that because, you know, you guys want to hear us talking and shooting the shit and throwing our comments, and so yeah, there we go.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. So there we got it. So now we have a new justice.
Well, we have a new nominee for justice. I mean, Josh is right. It is a long road to. I mean, Judge Gorsuch took a long time to get him, through, and it was a big fight. I honestly think it's either gonna go one of two ways. He's either gonna have this guy's gonna get blocked, and it's not gonna happen, or he's actually gonna have an easier time because at the very beginning, Republicans were still on that whole, I'm not with Trump thing. Now everyone's kind of like, well, shit, he's thinks he's actually, while his overall ratings aren't the greatest, the Democrats, the blue wave is coming more, instead of being a blue wave, it's more like a blue, I
don't think it's going to happen.
Thing right there. That's cute.
I don't think it's going to happen. Honestly, I don't
know. We'll see what happens. I think the midterms are coming up soon, so I think we're going to see a lot of attack ads on this guy. I think it's going to be pretty. I think they'll still push him through. I think what I'm reading right now, I think that he is he's conservative, not far right, but I think he's just conservative enough that he will get with both the Republicans on the hard right and then those moderate ones, because a lot of what the Democrats are hoping for is those moderate Republicans to kind of pull them away from Trump's side to getting pushed through, because that's just really their only chance, because they can do it with the Senate and the House. We'll see what happens, but there you go. We have our at least first nominee.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, everyone's going to be like talking, this is nobody knows what this guy is going to come up. Nobody has had anything yet. There's not been any cases open or whatever. And I didn't fucking even know this was the second one. That's how much I fucking pay attention to the fucking Supreme Court and stuff like that. So, once I started finding out, Ben, you're like coming soon, Lysol bathtub cleaner strong enough to get aborted baby blood out of a low-rent apartment bathroom grout. Nah, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of like ouching to. Like,
yeah, I was like, nah, really, dude? The stock with coat hangers just went up through the roof? Nah, I was thinking more Dyson. But anyways, I don't fucking care, dude.
Okay, well, we're finishing this.
You know what I'm
moving on to Scott. Thank you, Bullet Bourbon, but you're apparently not strong enough.
No, but my point being is that they're being drastic. Everyone's like, oh, my God. We're putting kids in concentration camps. Everyone's getting stupid about it.
I wonder if people, realize that they probably have a bunch of people monitoring these chats. Because somebody pretty much said on the ABC News feed that I was watching, it's like, where's what's his? Oh no, why'd I forget his name? The guy who shot Kennedy said, where's him or the CIA to take this fool out? I'm like, damn.
Yeah, dude, exactly. We can't. I mean,
we don't like you so much. We want you to actually die.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if we don't like you, we want you to come on.
We want you to die.
Yeah. We don't do that. If we don't like you, we actually want you to come on to see what you're talking about, so that way we can see what you got. Just, lay out your story. Let us know what's going on. We'd be more than happy to discuss. The floor will be open. We will give you time to call in. Let us know what's going on.
Al seems to think that the president kind of drug out this whole thing to kind of rub in the Dems' noses, and I actually agree with that. I completely think that President Trump was using this opportunity to go, because I mean, this guy gets, granted he deserves a lot of it, but he gets hit on a daily basis. Everyone, anyone attached to him is getting beat up on a daily basis. Even though when Spicer had to resign / got fired,
exactly.
My godbrother was like, "Hey man, you should apply for that job." I'm like, there ain't enough money on the Eastern Seaboard to pay me to take Sabo rounds to the face all day at this administration. And then they got Sarah Sanders, and I'm like, man, they must be paying her a lot because damn.
Dude, still, it's so much shade being thrown on that to the fact that it's like
would totally be, if I was getting so much hate from everybody. And it's not just on the left; it's all across the spectrum. I would totally be using this opportunity to go,
yeah. I mean,
get another pick, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, well, as I'm saying,
they better put Ginsburg on life support and put her in a padded room so no one can get to her, because she goes 2, 3 bitches.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying, though, man.
Right now, it's ghosts. $20. He's having, now that once he does the question and answer, he goes back and goes, shots for everyone. Let's go.
Well, that's why I said all this time, that's what they get for being a dick to him. For real, that's what they get. That's what they get for being a dick to him. You know what? You could have discussed a lot of issues that he brought to the fucking table and said, hey, let's discuss this, let's discuss that, blah, 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 blah. And I think he would have been more amiable to a more lesser conservative pick. But because motherfuckers like to get in his face and talk so much shit and always are up in his stuff. Now, I'll be honest with you, I think he just does this to fucking spite motherfuckers. That's just me. I just think
says Gillette has a special razor for Sarah Sanders.
Damn, dude.
Damn. I mean, I kind of agree. Yes, you don't have to. I think that's what's wrong with politics, is that everyone, once somebody gets in, they just, all they can do is hammer away instead of going, okay, I am a Democrat, or, reverse it, I am a Republican. I do not want to be bowled over, because if I do not at least communicate and try to work, nothing I want, nothing my constituents wants is going to get through. No one does that, and it's guilty on both sides. So then what happens? That, President Obama did that. He did his victory laps, stuff like that, every time he got a victory, because none of the Republicans wanted to work with him. Same thing is happening, just in reverse, or flipped, that the Democrats have been hammered. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, I love to go out there and talk shit about him, yet this is what happens when, maybe, who knows? Maybe if, the Democrats would have been trying to work with him more than just hammer him away every day.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I keep saying. Bring something to the fucking table.
Granted, some of these issues are pretty bad, but instead of just hammering away, it's all his fault, going, hey, President, we don't like this. How about we got some ideas? Let's talk.
Yeah.
But we don't do that. They use the media to bash, and then and people have been increasingly distrusting of all media. Not just lovers of Fox, but even Fox has been getting a lot of hate from people. So anytime
they're fucking Fox. It's Fox because they're all fucking confused anyways.
It's Fox.
The people who they consider top rated fucking commentaries are just, oh my god, I don't think are we hating on, you
son of a bitch?
Yeah, are we hating on fucking Sean Hannity again?
When's your ethics committee thing coming up? Because
yeah, exactly. When are you gonna fucking
you got some explaining?
Yeah, exactly. Michael fucking Cohen is now understanding. Now he's talking and purging himself from the fucking all note of lexicon of. So you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
But I mean, what would have happened if instead of just hammering away every time President Trump does not make a correct decision in the eyes of many or everything, Josh is right. There is no such thing as bipartisan in this era. It's either one or the other. It really is. The two-party system kind of sucks in the fact that everyone either once one side wins, the other side does nothing but bash them instead of trying to still work, and then they complain that the president doesn't want to work with them. I tell you what, I wouldn't want to work with you either if I'm getting hammered away every day instead of you coming to me and going, hey, President, we got some ideas. We'd love to talk with you. Let's get on your schedule.
But let's do it. But let's come up with the ideas, because you notice all these motherfuckers keep doing is they keep saying
complaining that something wrong.
Yeah, they point at something wrong, or they'll say, I proposed this, but the president didn't want to do this. I proposed that. You know what I mean? Both those fucking parties are in bed with each other. That's so fucking bad that you're starting to find out that Schumer was in bed with the Republicans, Ryan was in bed with the Democrats. Gary Johnson. That's all I'm going to say. Gary fucking Johnson. Why the fuck?
Elon Musk or Gary Johnson?
Elon Musk or Gary fucking Johnson.
Elon Musk is the vice president.
You know, everyone's like breaking balls on Gary Johnson and how come he didn't know what Aleppo was. Yeah, and neither were our U.S. service members would know it either.
90% of the U.S. population probably had no fucking clue what Aleppo was.
Exactly, and we wouldn't be there.
Use that as he didn't know what that. Bitch, please.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, I mean, so yeah, exactly. Fuck that shit. So we kind of derailed from that. So now that we know. Now we know
where's the sounder that says that this is not WTF's official staff?
No, it isn't. This is, everybody knows it's just me and you going off on commentary. I mean, the best part about it, everyone thinks that me and you hate each other, but we don't. We actually.
Do people really think me and you hate each other?
Not really. So, but me and you.
I just think you're old.
Well, yeah, and I think you're fucking. You're loudmouth. But we're cool with that.
But so you'd be accurate with that.
You'd be accurate with my age. I'm old. Fuck. Come on. I'm not fucking denying that. I'm not putting goat shit in my hair to keep my hair. Fuck that. So.
Well, I'm pretty sure that toupee will, come back and.
No way, dude. Once my hair falls out, I'm balding that motherfucker. I'm gonna be like Jay Reddy and Redleg. Just buzz that motherfucker. Gone.
There's nothing wrong with the hair gone.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been running it for the last couple of years. I'll take the under 35 and balding. Whatever. I look good.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Bruce Willis look, just a little bit on the sides.
He's not qualified by birth to run for office. Arnold did. Wow, ran for the governor of California. He ran.
Well, I know the president. For the president, I didn't know that you have to be born a U.S. citizen. I don't know about the vice president though. I'd have to look that up. But hey, I'm just saying, or hey, Secretary of Space Force.
Secretary of Space Force.
Not just being a branch in the military. Make it a whole department.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's supposed to be. I don't know. The president kind of ordered it. It is a branch of the military. It is a separate department. It is a separate fucking. There is no him and han about it. Air Force. And Army Space Com. Army Space Com? That's like saying Army Navy. That's like saying Army has boats. Why?
We're important, guys.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, hey, feel free to call in. The numbers on the scroll, so feel free to call in next week. It should be interesting because in the next week, I expect you're going to get love and hate on both sides of the aisle. The Twitter sphere is going to go straight over to the left. Facebook, you're gonna have A lot of people's families are going to break up over this because they don't like it, and people do like this. The Democrats are going to come out saying this is the end of the world. The Republicans are going to say this is the best thing since sliced bread.
Exactly.
But only sliced white bread because they're all racist fuckers.
You got your white bread privilege along with your wheat bread
Your
privilege.
white bread privilege. Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are going to come out saying how this is the worst pick possible and we're all going to die. McConnell's going to come out fat and wobbly as ever. Ryan is just hiding in the corner crying, going, please make this end. Please make this end. Please make this end.
Exactly. Separate but
Sarah
equal.
Sanders is going to get Sabo rounds to the face all the time, answering questions.
Yep.
Why did the president have a bagel this morning?
Yeah.
Why
did he have 2 scoops and everybody else had 1?
I
would eat a bucket. If I was a president, I'd eat a bucket of chicken and a bucket of ice cream in front of fucking everybody and not share.
See, I can't be the president because I will walk out with like a bottle of bourbon and go, hey guys, what's going on?
Exactly.
All right, you got 10 minutes. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
No. Fuck you, Schumer. Get back in there.
Exactly. Why are you all talking? Why? Because that guy is a fucking workhorse when it comes to working. He's up at 5:45 and that guy's like old. He's got like insomnia old.
He's insomnia old.
Because old people just can't they stay up and they wake up really ridiculous hours. I'm just saying that I'm going through that old.
He's got nothing else to do except everybody wants to rule.
Yeah. Exactly.
I seriously would. I can't like how you could be a president, like any president. I'm just saying, and not be an alcoholic by the end of it is beyond me. Like I'm pretty sure Bush had a moonshine still in the Oval Office.
I got drunk every night, Flash, because I was pissed off about them terrorists and Al Qaeda's.
Honestly, I don't doubt it. I'd be like, "Fuck you guys." Hey, what is this $10,000 a year on classified? Oh, that's just whiskey. Don't worry about that.
What is this? What is this thing right here that's got a
I
special
have to
code to
but
it?
anyways, I understand the media. I love the media. Public affairs who work a lot with it. Try to make it work for you and everything. But they asked some of the most stupid questions to Sarah Sanders, expecting like she's gonna like slip up and be like, "Oh yeah, and there are aliens at Area 51." Oh shit, that's not what we were talking about. But the next couple of weeks is just gonna be shit. Like this is, hey, we've forgotten all about the kids that are being separated from their families. We forgot about, pick an issue. Hell, we forgot. We completely forgot about the guy, the Air Force vet who died of his wounds protesting the VA for being shit. We forget the whole Second Amendment battle. We forgot about the whole the travel ban confirmation of the Supreme Court. We forgot about the Baker's rights guy in the Supreme Court. We forget all this stuff because we're so short-track minded that now the only thing we're going to talk about here is this justice and how he's going to women are going back into the Stone Ages. We're going to instill segregation again. The world is going to end. Oh, and we're going to become second Russia. That's what's going to happen.
And women will not be allowed to drive. What other rumors can we start? Because everyone's like so gloom and doom about what's happening with women or what's not going to happen with women and also this shit.
I get it that people have fears. I get it. If you're in a marginal group, I understand that. Like if you look at stuff like gay rights that have come a long way in the last 10, 15 years, I understand that a right leaning Supreme Court is scary, but I also don't believe that everyone should be the extreme fear mongering that is going on. And Ben brings up anyone else thinking there's a puppet masters are working to try to divide us. Seriously, politicians are in power because of the cash flow back in the. I agree.
No, there are. No, you're right, Ben. That's a good point. No, honestly, I do think they are all in cahoots. These guys in Congress on both parties are like lawyers at divorce court. Being that I'm fully versed and experienced in all divorces, you know what?
You have the gold card.
I got the gold card. The U.S. Bar Association has me at their annual fucking dinner all the fucking time, and they invite me to come out because I'm one of their best customers on both sides. But my point being is that they're like lawyers at divorce court. When you go through a divorce and it's a contested, heated battle, and they put you in a cooling room, they'll put you in a room and like, okay, hang on, I got to go back and do this. They will walk out and talk with the other lawyer and go, AI says he's not going to give up his retirement. Well, what? Oh, his ex said that she wants this and she wants that. Well, he's not going to fucking do that. And then blah, 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 blah. And then, so, all right, cool. All right, you get Ice to say this, and I'll get her to say that. How about that? All right, cool. Hey, are we gonna still go? We're still going to for tennis after this, right? Yeah. And then we're going to strip club, right? Yeah. I forgot to tell you, man. I got to go pick up my kid afterwards, and then we're gonna go strip club. That's what they do, because I have seen it happen in front of me, waiting for my case to happen when I got divorced of another case. So they are puppet masters. You're right, Ben. No, I agree 100%. They're playing you all. They're not just fucking, just Republican and Democrat. They're playing off your fears to divide us. How many motherfuckers do you know? I'm the most, when it comes to politics, I don't give a fuck. But it's the basic thing. The Constitution, basic fucking civil rights, the basic, civil rights that we have of no race, color, or creed or whatever. I don't care. I really don't. So when someone is throwing in my face that there's something wrong with me because of the group that I'm in, that they put me in, then yes, I will say, yeah, they're dividing us. I agree. I totally agree with you, Ben. You could not have pinned it down. You need to call Jay Reddy's show Saturday Night Savagery, because Saturday Night Savagery gets into conspiracy theories and intertwines into a lot of stuff that connects to exactly what you're saying in the deep bowels of our government. There is no deep state. I don't think there's a deep state. They're just corrupt government officials.
It's a shallow state.
Yeah, it's just been playing us like a motherfucking shit. Nah, I don't care. No, they're going to see, yeah, exactly. This will turn from a louder, required Chamber of Mine episode to a political demolition ranch episode. They're just going to see what will be the political equivalent of 10 pounds of tannerite. Trump needs to bring back the fucking little, I don't get exactly right, Pooks. If anything fucking else, this is a fucking straight atrocity that we have no Tabasco bottles in our MREs.
That's the biggest shame here.
How can I, as a sergeant major, give my fucking soldiers these fucking... How can I give them MREs knowing that I'm issuing out MREs with no Tabasco in it?
Hey, I'm just saying, Amanda says Stone Ages, fuck that. I got 2 jobs. I don't need no man for nothing but my personal pleasure.
I don't need no man. I don't need no man. Fuck that shit. Okay.
In case this mediation is a waste of time and money.
It is.
So
it is. Agreed.
Get schooled by some of these folks because, for your
exactly.
next purposes.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly I don't fucking feel that way. I don't feel like when these guys are sitting in Congress talking for us, they're talking shit. All of them. They're all talking shit. Like, think about it. Schumer, before this thing came out, has already got everybody trumped the fuck up to speak on whatever. Did you know Schumer was part of a lot of this immigration bullshit that's happening now? That he was the one that was pushing it? So yeah, it is all a fucking deep state. All those motherfuckers are in there. That's why I don't believe it. When a congressperson talk, there used to be old lawyer jokes. How do you know when a lawyer is lying? When he speaks. The same thing with fucking Congress. You voted him there. I got a lot of shit on the fucking docket when it comes to veterans and stuff. One of the cases that I got right now that we're going to talk about tonight, but obviously the Supreme Court nominee got this, was the fact that North Carolina just selected, did not pass veterans benefits for your retirement to be fucking tax free.
Thank you, North Carolina.
And other tax dividends and stuff like that. Didn't pass. These are Republicans that say they're for vets. Oh, for vets. Yeah, we're for vets. Yeah, we'll buy a T-shirt. Vets. Next thing you know,
everyone loves it. Goes to everyone loves to tout vets this, vets that, until it's actually time to do vet thing.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
no one wants to go. Oh yeah, we were really pissed off that a couple of the Carolina Panthers kneeled for the national anthem, and we said that is because of vets, but. Here's our chance to actually do something for vets. Fuck you guys. So yeah, but thank you for serving our country.
Yeah,
kudos.
Thank you so much for vetting. For talking about our vet issues with vets and vettering for us. Please, thank you for vettering. We appreciate it.
No, thank you for anything else. Fuck off.
Exactly. So it wasn't until we had the Texans.
James is right. It's treason not to have Tabasco bottle. I don't understand why they took them out of MREs in the first place.
Exactly.
They've started pushing more of the packets of. Kind of like where you used to get your mustard ketchup for that one like hamburger MRE. Now they actually have some have the packets of Tabasco, but I miss the bottles of Tabasco because you finished and you chuck them at somebody's head. Good old days.
I mean, you're bringing
I came in at the end of the Tabasco era. I came in right when those last MREs were being consumed, made in 1970s. fucking Tootsie Rolls and everything. Yeah, Twitter is losing its mind right now. Like trending is Supreme SCOTUS and all that other stuff, and like literally everyone, like one person that I just saw has actually like threatened to commit suicide. Like, I will kill myself if he gets confirmed, and I want to be an asshole and be and just put like the emperor from Star Wars, like, do it.
You live in North Carolina, Amanda. Okay, well, shit. Well, then you probably see that shit. Then you probably see how fucking North Carolina.
You know, man, she's in North Carolina. There's plenty of them.
Yeah, she fucking she knows.
Fucking airborne everywhere.
Yeah, so the fucking thing is that hey Doc, knock that shit off. There is no fucking. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about him as a jurist and a legislator in the Congress. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about the fact that when these politicians come up there and say they're going to speak about veteran issues and all that and say, hey, we're here for the fucking veteran, and then have one of us or have one of you who's probably got his leg blown off or is in a wheelchair and is touting you to get that fucking vote to be in office, and then once that bill gets up there, oh man, I'm sorry about that. It got to the House, but I just didn't get enough votes, and maybe next year.
But
yeah, fuck that.
We still need your tax dollars, so I know, man. I'm sorry that you lost your leg and everything. Oh, you served for 20-something years. Oh, that's cool and all. Yeah, see the hypocrisy. See, that's why I used to be I used to consider myself part of the Republican Party or at least support of the Republican Party, and now that's why I've shifted to more of a libertarian, independent kind of thing, because once you start pulling back and realizing the douchery on every side, and not just one side, and I don't not just one side, but the douchery on everything. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh says that they had selected Meg Ryan, who was and also a front runner along with Kavanaugh. The left would have down talked a Marine and a female. Hey, Josh, maybe you're right. Maybe they're just putting this guy out there as the lamb for slaughter, knowing, okay, the Velociraptors are going to go after this guy. They'll get full. We'll push through the next person, and they'll be like, oh. Well, by comparison, this guy is, this person isn't.
But they won't. But they won't talk down, because now if anybody see, that's the thing. If you all these individuals that talk about these specific rights that they're complaining about, as soon as Trump nominates them, it could be a black woman veteran, and they will trash this woman. They will
missing both her legs.
Missing both her fucking legs, and is a graduated top of her fucking class at West Point and at Harvard, and has got Pompeo fucking creds, and the next thing you know, they're like, well, Trump picked her. She's not really a minority, because of course now
I saw that in the ABC thread that said, he should pick a woman, but then I'd hate to see a woman vote against rule over women's rights.
Yeah, exactly. So they're not gonna fucking sit there and it will sit there and say, oh well, this candidate here or this nominee here, blah blah blah, because of Trump. And again, please, if anybody has any evidence of what the president please come out, please show us. It's funny that the National Enquirer has more shit on Hillary and the fucking Obama administration, and the normal mainstream media wishes to not admit. Look, stop everything. Prove it. If you got something, present them. I want to see it. Show me your shit. Matter of fact, call us at WTF Nation Radio. Go to call us at 415-889-8367. Log into us. Throw in a chat. Any piece of evidence that you think you have or anything like that, please. We will entertain it. But until then,
we're everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, the Mixer app. You can hit us on our website at WTFNationRadio.com. I mean, we're everywhere. Hit us up. Let us know what you got. But I mean, and it's weird because everyone is reacting. Like, I'm taking as, okay, what do we know so far? He's authored over 300 opinions. He's talked with mainstream conservatives. He was a former clerk along with Gorsuch as a former clerk for Justice Kennedy. And he's DC came up thanks 2003 thanks to George Bush. Okay. Now, that's as far as everyone knows. No one knows any of the rulings he's done. No one's known any of the real stuff that he's authored or what he's actually been authored on, except what Trump did mention when he was kind of doing his little victory lap from his podium, was that there's several of the cases that have come through his court that stuff he has authored has been put, according to Trump, put into law by the Supreme Court, pretty much going, yeah, we agree with that. We're going to take that, and Shazam, here we go. We won't know until the confirmation hearings, which I wish they would be like, oh yeah, we're going to start these immediately, but it won't be for like months. I haven't seen anything when it's actually going to happen, but it's going to be a little bit of time. And then we'll actually hear, for those paying attention, what kind of rulings he's been a part of, what kind of rulings has he done, what kind of the dissertations that he has written, what are all the things he's been involved with before we can merely make a educated decision whether this guy is going to be good for the country or bad. I will keep track because I know many of you at home won't. And then hopefully on a Monday edition, after they start going through, we'll have a breakdown of some of the stuff that was brought up. But it's going to be very interesting. DC is going to be well, it's already a crazy place, but it's just going to stay a crazy place. And this is the Democrats are probably putting hey, we got people around Ginsburg all the time. She's not dying, or they're going to do a weekend at Bernie's with her. I'm fine, guys. Don't worry about me. Yeah, Jeff Dunham's going to do the ventriloquist for her voice.
You honestly think she's going to go like during the? You think she's not getting all riled up to where she's going to, like? Because I can guarantee it right now. Everyone's losing their shit about this pick.
I really don't think that, I know the Democrats. Honestly, I don't think anyone was expecting that this that Justice Kennedy would take a step down. That was a big, the Democrats knew as soon as Trump won that shit. That's a seat for him. We can't do anything about it.
But I'm just talking about just them being straight bitches about they didn't accept an invitation to go to this to the event, to the announcement event, which to me I think it bitches out. It's just like it's almost like it would be, even though a lot of dudes fucking didn't like Obama, they still fucking went to a State of the Union. It was almost like your place of duty. We elected you to go do this shit to represent, so that way you heard it for yourself what happened. Because I know, like I said, going back to what I was saying about those fucking lawyers, they're all fucking lawyers. They're all network, and I'm pretty sure they could have got the gist. Or they could have got the groundwork laid up. But now it just seems like they're just a bunch of bitches. They're all of them.
Well, Josh, you're right. Finding these records are really not that hard. If you go to a .gov account, government officials all have websites on their voting records. That is true. How many people are actually going to go do the legwork on all sides of this? And I'm not, on all sides. Who's actually going to do the legwork and actually look for themselves?
Yeah.
I wish I could do it right now, but I'm kind of doing a show right now, so I can only do so much. But and I really don't want to give you an off the cuff and then my opinion on something that I'm just now reading. But I challenge, and Josh, if you can go, if you got the time, go ahead and find it and post it up here, and we'll even pin the website for his voting records and everything. I challenge each and everyone who wants to have an opinion on this to actually do the research and not wait for the confirmation hearings to see if this guy is going to be the detriment to the country or not. But honestly, I really I don't know. I don't know what this is going to be. It's just another thing for everyone to get all riled up about, and then we're all forgetting about all the other important things that have happened in our country. But hey, we have ADHD when it comes to what happens in this country. Fuck it.
Well, Brent's got some points that he's dropped. The Republicans use flag waving over patriotism to get the good-hearted get disenfranchised under a challenge to fight their wars, and Democrats use national shaming and anti-American sentiments to keep the same groups playing video games in footy pajamas in mom's basement. Yes, and well, I mean, look, I volunteered to join the military, so the expectation of going to a war when you join the military is kind of obvious. If you join the military and expected not to go to war, then you should not have joined the military. Patriotism. What is the definition of patriotism? Not burning the American flag, is that patriotism? Not saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Not protesting the something that's happening within your state or state government, but destroying the American flag in the process. I mean, that to me, what is that? Is that considered patriotism or not? The national shaming, true. I mean, I agree with that. They do use a lot of national shaming because for the last 10, 12 years, we had to endure some fucking apologies and you got to remember, during the course of World War II, there was no fucking national shaming. Everybody knew we had to fight the fucking Nazis, and that was it. Everyone joined it, and there was no Rosie the Riveter. Everyone did their part. War bonds, victory gardens, and all sorts of shit. Those groups that play video games, you're right, man. Totally, you're totally right. Because moms, the moms of fatherless homes are the ones that are telling them not to join the military and providing them because they, are been sucking off the tit forever and a day of the state. And that's just the way it is. We have conditioned them, helicopter moms, to now become the reason why we're facing bad problems with recruitment. The reason why it's okay to not say to a kid that they're broken. And no, don't say he's broken. Like that fucking Nicholas Cruz kid. Nobody wanted to fucking say he was fucked up. Or Adam Lanza, because he had a rich mom. Nobody wanted to say they were fucked up. Because God forbid, you don't want to say your kid's broken or has special needs or whatever. I respect a mom who has a special needs kid more than anything else. Night, Amanda. I do. Moms who have special needs kids are some badass moms. I couldn't do it. I mean, I'm not saying I couldn't do it, but the patience for it is unreal. You know, I'm the way I see it is I look at it like you got to own it up to it. If you're the master of the generation that is talking about not joining the military, then do something about it. Involve the fucking dads. Saw a fucking thing about kids, moms keeping their kids from their dads today, and it pissed me the fuck off. Half the fucking problem. Now, of course, deadbeat dads and all that shit, you can't help that, but the majority of them aren't.
So Pookie sent me this whole. Pookie's been in the background just kicking ass, looking through all these tweets of everyone literally doing exactly what I said, freaking out. One person that said, if you believe in abortion rights, equal marriage, environmental protections, our system of checks and balances, civil rights, you have to vote Democrat in November. All these are on the line right now. Like Tom Stewart, who's demand Congress impeach Trump. Stand with Tom. Trump has made it clear that Scopes pick that he wants to control over who can vote, marry, practice a religion, access health care, carry assault weapons, and make a living wage. Tell your senators to vote no. I mean, Tim Kaine. Fuck Tim Kaine. As a Virginian, fuck that guy. I'm not even gonna read your shit.
No, what I'm saying is that this guy hasn't even been seated yet. Nobody knows what his fucking decisions are going to be. Nobody has had anything to say. I mean, I don't know what his fucking rulings are. We don't fucking know because the rulings are what? What has been presented? Look, gay marriage thing's done. It's done.
Like I said, we
won't have to worry about it.
Honestly, this guy,
it's a dead argument.
Ruled, then move out.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But it's a dead argument. Gay marriage is a dead argument. It's already been passed. It's already been legalized, or whatever. Who cares? At this point, it's one of those things that's passed. It's gone. It's and what I mean it's done. I mean is the argument is done because it's been passed. It's to me, it's no longer an issue. Gay marriage is no longer on the front burner because it's almost like we've gone from fucking buggy to a car. We're not going to go back to the fucking buggy and go argue the whole fact of why we got a car. There's no point in it. Whether I agree with gay marriage or not, that's not my point. If it's legal, it's legal. Who gives a shit? So the same thing about Roe v. Wade. The same thing about you said about some of the other rights of civil rights and also this shit. Nobody else is fucking talking. This guy has
like somebody posted, some facts on Cavey, whatever his name is. I just forget. Praised dissent in Roe versus Kavanaugh. Praised dissent in Roe versus Wade. Believes a sitting POTUS can't be indicted and can fire special counsel. Opposes net neutrality. Opposes consumer bureau. Believes a ban on assault weapons is unconstitutional. Resist the confirmation. #SCOTUS pick. And see, people are going to take this like I don't know if any of this is true or not. Some of those seem a little more plausible than others, but people will take people's facts that they put on Twitter instead of actually doing some real research and take this as the gospel instead of actually, seeing. This is going to be a shitty couple of weeks.
No, but
I gotta go to DC, and I know there's some people who are going to look at them and go, I don't fucking care.
Well, somebody asked what the 10th Amendment.
I would show you
the 10th Amendment. The 10th Amendment of the Constitution is the section of the Bill of Rights that says that any power that is not given to the federal government is given to the people or the states. That's what the 10th Amendment is. So everyone's like, oh.
James said, let them live through the pain of marriage too.
Yeah, exactly. Let them. Exactly. And divorce. Not just marriage and divorce. Y'all wanted a marriage, let's go. And the same thing will happen when you go through a divorce if you're gay. You're going to go through a divorce, and then you're going to have some fucking arguments, and those two lawyers are going to get up and say, okay, what does he want? He wants this. Okay, what does he want? He wants this. Okay, cool. All right, hey, man, want to go, you going to go play some golf after this? Yeah, after we're done with this. Are we done with mediation? Yeah, let's go back inside and tell them we don't need to see a judge.
Hey, I 100% agree with Cause. As long as he rules based on the Constitution, doesn't make rulings based solely on his emotions or his personal feelings, I'm fine with it. And that was one big thing that I actually wrote down when I was listening, that the president picks someone who will go with the rule of law as written and not personal opinion. If that is the case, that means Roe versus Wade is done. That means the gay marriage legal is done. That means a lot of these issues are done and don't need to be rehappened if they are now the law.
Katie, alternative facts of excellence. What are you talking about, Ben? Nobody's got the Dyson hooked up and fucking ready to go with these back alley abortions that you're talking about. No, there is no. Planned Parenthood is still being funded and subsidized by the U.S. government. There's none of that stuff that's happened. No woman is not being denied a pap smear or any type of birth control or prenatal services that Planned Parenthood says it does. They're not. Nobody's going through that. Nobody's deciding that at all. And you can't just say in one wisp before a fucking nomination has happened. Now all of a sudden the left is screaming Roe versus Wade overturn, and then it's so American with common sense. Strong religious views. I'm sorry, man. Strong religious views went out a long time ago, dude. I've yet to see our country have strong religious views. We would be in a lot, or let's just put it this way, a lot of individuals will be a lot worse off if we were using religious views more than you think. Oh, you're being facetious. Okay, gotcha. That's so hard to get context out of text, Ben. But I'm just saying. I can get married and not get divorced. It is possible. Shut up, Katie. Breaking balls. Whatever. Alternative facts of excellence. Thank you. I appreciate that. But again,
that's called The Blaze and Breitbart and
yeah, exactly. Those guys go fucking nuts. Well, like you said, but that's a good point though, Ben. You're right that there is a lot of the fucking, like you said, The Blaze and all that. They get so riled the fuck up and screaming about this stuff. And I'll be honest with you, in my life, let's see, since I voted in all my years of living, let's go back to the 1900s. None of them have fucking affected me. None of them. Yeah, exactly that, Holly. The judges and fucking lawyers go play golf with each other fucking where Holly lives. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't fucking matter. I voted and that was it. Bam. What happened? Okay, I still got to get up and go to work. They still take taxes from where I work, where I lived. And then I got a tax return. And I got stationed somewhere. And then I still was in the Army. And then this happened where I was deployed. And I got some tax-free money. And I got hurt a little bit. And then I came back. And I still had to file taxes. And then I got divorced. Rinse and repeat a few times. And that was it. That's like freaking, I don't, that's what I don't get. I don't get how people will sit there and say, you're really gonna get the fucking ass about what it's changed. Well, this last election, my vote didn't count. Did your vote count? Did it seem like it counted? Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson 2020. Well, hey, I think it's time for a break because
it is
stuff to get into, and I need to.
We talk shit about NATO too.
I've gone through all my bourbons, so now I got to go into my scotch because.
Definitely. All right, well, let's take a fucking break, and everybody, hey, appreciate y'all joining us in the multiple of chats that we have flipping and flying.
Periscope, Mixer, on the TuneIn app, on the main page, and our WTF Nation radio page. We love you guys.
Yeah. Everybody.
Even you, Dale.
Everybody. Yeah, even you, Dale. Even you, Doc. With your freaking
and the owl.
Owl.
Hey, if you haven't been paying attention, the Owl's been having some great shows on Sunday. Cause needs to hurry back before Owl takes over.
I'm about to say because he's getting some good ratings on that show.
Cause you might want to hurry back because the Owl's about to take over. Because Sunday seems to be his time.
Yeah, Hooters taking all your shit, bro.
Hooters takes over a lot of things.
Yeah.
Marriages, divorces.
Yeah, you're taking all that stuff. So So listen up, and then we'll be right back. Shouts.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
Treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green Beret, 21 gun salute, don't wanna see today. In the constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media betray me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Time you waste, and your table's overturned. Sooner or later, you crash, then you burn. I think I wanna die tomorrow. And are you gonna be with me? Die tomorrow, 'cause I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. The simple ways come and go. Still I love the way you turn me on. But I just can't find the words. Everything I say
can't be distracted. What's going on with the war? What's wrong with the economy? Stop worrying about that. I got that under control. Just focus on space, nigga. The United States of Space.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Because I ain't stopping at the moon. Write this down. M-A-R-S. Mars, bitches. That's where we are going. Mars. Red Rocks. Yay, yay.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
The bitches, they love visuals.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Part 3 of the Monday edition with Ice and Flash on this 9 July 2018, broadcasting live from the WTF Nation Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. Here to give you all of your mad drama, news, commentary, and discussion. Where did we leave off? Oh, so one of the things we're going to talk about, we're talking about how a lot of individuals, and I saw this on Twitter only because of my extensive time in Europe and deployed in, around, and from Europe. Somebody asked me my take on the fact of what NATO is doing for us, or what are we doing for NATO, blah, 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 blah. Do we need to have a presence in Europe still, and yada, yada, yada? Because some people get in an argument in the big level areas talking about how we should be pulling out of Germany and pulling out of this and go to Poland, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of did some research. I don't know. A lot of people don't do that. They just, exactly. MARs, bitches. They don't like to back up their facts. Here's ever since the end of World War II, the U.S. has maintained a presence in Germany. Everybody knows that. At one time, they had one of the largest amount. That's why they had U.S. Army Europe, because literally it was another army over in Europe, due to they had 2 corps, several divisions stationed in Germany. After Desert Storm,
my best memories come from Germany.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
Thank you, U.S., for making sure we had soldiers in there, because my first assignment, Wiesbaden, Germany.
Yes, yes, I love Wiesbaden. Wiesbaden was a shiznit. Anyways, oh man, thinking about it. Anyways, so the point being is that after Desert Storm, then we had what we called a RIF, a reduction in force, which we reduced the size of forces in Germany down to 1 corps with 2 divisions, an airborne combat team, and which was at the time called the Southern European Task Force, also known as CTAF, and that was it.
Knowledge, bitch.
What's that?
As a knowledge, bitch.
Yeah. So now,
meow.
Not meow. No, meow. I would say not really right now. About the end of 2004, between 2004 and 2006, that's when the Base Realignment and Closure Commission, the BRAC, is what everyone likes to say, decided to move everything around.
Fuck those guys.
And what they do is they're basically the Bobs from Office Space. And they're the ones that run around the Army and say, do we really need this station here? Now, everybody was laughing at all the politicians and all the policymakers who were in charge to say that we didn't need forces in Germany because the Russians were no longer a threat due to the fact that their dilapidated naval forces and also the problems they had going on in Chechnya, that it was going to gradually come down to a halt where our forces would be minuscule. We were doing a program called Partnership for Peace at the time, and that was with the Russian forces. You want to talk about collusion? I have photographic proof and pictures of our own forces hanging out with Russians in Torgau. So it was looking like great times. Great times. It was all right. So the 1st Armored Division, the 3rd Infantry, 1st Infantry Division, they all packed up. It's time to fucking go. So 2 divisions and a corps collapsed in Europe. Now, mind you, you can't really talk shit about the generals that were in charge because they were basically following what the army said and all that. So you can't say that they had say it. However, the German government they did say, "Hey, look, I don't give a fuck what you all think, but we'll pay you double. We'll even include you guys into our German system to protect you for force protection if you don't fucking leave." Lord mayors of different regions in Germany were begging us not to go because they said that we were a threat to, there was a threat from Russia. Of course, we didn't believe it. Well, then there were some anti-American sentiment in Europe during the Bush era before Obama was elected. Once Obama was elected, then it kind of like just tapered off to whatever. It was just kind of like, It was like steady state, nothing going on. Now, we're down to just a few amount of forces in Germany. To the point to now the units that used to be in Germany are rotating into Germany to do exercises.
1st Brigade Combat Team, 1st Cavalry Division's got the torch this time.
That's right. A little before that was 1st Armored Division.
Mm-hmm.
So, going back to the decision-making of whatever. The reason why I bring up NATO is because if you guys, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, also known as NATO or OTAN for you French speakers, means that they were there to fight against the Warsaw Pact, which was the former Soviet Union, United Soviet Socialist Republics, of all the fucking assorted trash that was involved in the whatever. Well, they broke up, obviously, so now it's just the Russian Federation, and then we have Poland and all that. Now, the rule of NATO was, the goal was for each country of the contributing partners was to donate or to contribute 2% of their GDP. Not a big deal, right? Fucking A. Cool. 2% of GDP. Now, 2% of GDP in the U.S. is a whole lot larger than 2% GDP of Germany.
Dear God, the 2% of GDP of Texas takes care of most of the European states.
Correct. But there was supposed to have been some agreement. So the president... Now, we have a big NATO summit coming up. And
there's been a lot of fiery words coming out of the Oval Office.
Yeah, D. Treacy's like, hey, y'all need to fucking do this and y'all need to fucking do that. So, I, being your humble radio host, and I get beat up by my PAO Flash all the time to make sure that I give you guys pertinent data, because every time I ask for something, or I say, hey, we're going to talk about this, the first thing that comes out of his mouth is, source. I need a source.
Well, it's a game we used to play in some of the units and PAO units where somebody would come out with a fact and be like, cite your source.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can't at least give me a source,
correct.
I'm going to be like, all right, cool, bullshit until you tell me otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. So
but there is a lot of good, the article you sent me has a lot of good information, including what NATO members have contributed between 2010 and 2017 and how it's an interesting trend, actually.
It is actually a very interesting trend, which I'm going to show you. If you direct your attention to Facebook Live and all of our screens that we have up. Look at it right now. Everyone liked that. Everyone liked that. That music that I played when they picked the
the Price is Right music.
The Price is Right music.
I
yeah.
saw that. There was a couple of folks there. Like, come on! And it took me a second. I'm like, what the fuck is that lady talking about? I'm like, oh, that's right. It's been so long since I've seen it. Drew Carey went fat, skinny, fat. Now he's back skinny. I lose track of this shit.
So if you pay attention to your screen right now, you'll see the percentage of GDP that each of the member states of NATO pay. Now, this chart came from NATO. This wasn't an ice slide or anything that we cooked up at the WTF Nation Studios. Didn't provide me this.
We got more important shit to do than come up with slides.
Yeah, exactly. We just said, hey, I just wanted to see the fucking thing. Where'd you get this from? And then
hey, look, Luxembourg's on this thing.
Yeah, the Red Leg New Desk provided. So
Slovak Republic. Interesting.
Yeah. So if you look up on your screen, you'll see right there spending percentage of the top contributing countries that you'll see right now. The United States overpays their amount. Greece, of all places, Poland, Estonia, and
Greece,
the UK.
who can barely pay their bills,
pays
more.
They pay more.
Percentage.
They pay more than a percentage of who they have in the member states. And of course, you see La France, you see Turkey, you see Germany, Canada, and Italy. Now, a lot of these guys, a lot of these states we're pretty much talking shit in NATO, saying we don't know what you're talking about, blah 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 blah. What do you mean we don't? We spend enough and all that. Now Germany has opened up their defense and said, hey, look, we need to contribute more. Because this actually what you see right now, spending percentage of GDP, percentage of GDP for Germany, like you were saying, Flash, it's like Texas could pay it. Us in the U.S., just 1% of our GDP can cover, some other countries as well. But Poland has been vying through NATO to ensure that we get that we will pay you to bring a division or two over here.
Poland is cozying up to us. They're like, please, God,
please
put a base in.
Yeah, put. Matter of fact,
come on, America.
America.
Put out tobacco and AFEs and everything.
Yeah, exactly. We got you. We got you, man. We got you, fam. You come to Poland. Oh, thanks, Grant.
Look, it's cool if folks, if these other countries spend more. I think it's awesome that Estonia 2.04, Poland 2.18, Greece of all places 2.46. I got you. U.S., we always seem, because what happens in Europe, plays it affects us regardless, however you look at it, it affects us. So I understand us paying more. I think we should, if the 2% is the target, then 2% is where it should be at. But then again, hey, it's been policy to spend a little more. But I'm looking at this: Italy, Canada. See, every time the frat boy upstairs decides to mouth off, I wish I could hey, how about you shut up and pay your money? Germany, of all places, Turkey, France, all below 2% of their GDP. Come on, guys.
Well, those are the biggest ones. And in Turkey, we've assisted them with the F-35 fighters. Jose and I troll Turkey a lot. And, we've had Turkish guys. We go on there and fucking troll. I've gone on Turkish, websites and all that stuff, and I drop fucking, comments and stuff like that.
Well, Turkey goes to loving NATO and hating NATO every other week, so it doesn't surprise. But France, France, Germany, at least the United Kingdom is paying, the minimum. That's cool. 2.07. Cool. I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're paying the minimum, it's fine. You're paying some of it, but if you
at least pay the minimum.
At least, yeah, exactly. At least pay the minimum, but don't sit there and talk shit about how we're strong arming, and you can't sit there and say that you're overspending or you need to increase your defense spending when NATO has provided this. Again, this graph that you see in front of you, NATO provided it to us. Thank you, NATO.
And this is one of the things, one of the few things about, Donald Trump, campaigned on that I agreed with when he said that other countries need to do their fair share. If it's in a binding agreement and that in the hopefully not going to happen, but the unfortunate event of a NATO country being attacked by somebody of a non-NATO status, and the U.S. is expected to be, boots on the ground within like 48 hours, you need to do the minimum. You need to at least meet what everyone else is doing the minimum. And if France, Germany, Canada, Italy, Turkey, that kind of pisses me off because I disagree with the president on a lot of things, on a lot of issues and a lot of his picks and choices and words and shit like that. But what I don't disagree with is this, because I think it is bullshit that you have countries that love to talk shit about NATO, but then anytime we say anything bad about NATO, jump to NATO's defense, yet you can't even open your pocketbooks just enough to do what the agreement. So if the agreement is 2%, and the agreement's also that, if a NATO member is attacked, that the rest of NATO countries, all right, well, we'll get to you in about a week. We'll see y'all. How great would that be if we decide to, to do the, less than the bare minimum? Oh yeah, we'll get to you guys in about a month. Don't worry, you should be able to defend yourself from Russia or whoever.
But then take our jets, our F-35s, and then talk shit about us when it comes to our policy. And we're reluctant to give up these F-35s because Turkey is buying Russian anti-air missile systems. And the reason why we have a heartache with that is because, think about this. They're buying American equipment and Russian equipment, and what do you think they're going to do? They're going to use that equipment to reverse engineer to exploit a weakness in the F-35, which is a bloviated fucking budget. Fuck that jet, man. But again, we got comments in when I posted this up. Everyone is talking about he is not demanding. The president's not demanding anything new. He's demanding their fucking fair share. That's all he's asking. 2%. 2%. Then we just
Sean Starks from the one of the main page Facebook says he hopes that the president cuts our spending back to 2%. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm honestly at this point with Afghanistan, why are we there? Syria, we're going to do something, we're not. Pinprick little missions going on in Africa, I'm cool with that because they're in and out. A mass, because you don't see us. You notice you don't see us fucking wanting to station motherfuckers in Africa, right?
Yeah.
You notice that we're not making a hightail into Africa, even though Africa has a lot of countries that are rich in resources. You don't see us clamoring for fucking soldiers to be stationed there. So again, I'm cool with the little lightning strike, pinprick, ready to fight tonight. Little missions there. I'm fine with that.
2ID just had their nosebleed from that.
Yeah.
Somebody said fight tonight.
Somebody said fight tonight. So, and exactly that. Germany is getting fucked up. Oh my God. I wish there's something in the news you just can't unsee. A jihadist, an immigrant, beheaded his 1-year-old toddler and stabbed his wife multiple times on video in Germany, and they're trying to cover it up. So, you honestly think our soldiers need to be there? Poland doesn't have a Muslim issue. They even said we won't have that problem. We just don't allow immigrants. Don't get me.
There's just so much right now. Just Europe as a whole is just still going through a lot of growing pains, with everything between countries that have decided that they were going to take refugees, like no questions asked, come on in, and now running into problems. And now, even Angela Merkel, even though she was able to get reelected, for a hot second, they thought she was going to get pushed out. There is a worry that you have Britain with the whole Brexit thing, with they're having odds over the EU. I mean, Greece is always a borderline, going down, about to go bankrupt. France has had their own Islamic jihadist type issues over the last couple of years. Turkey's borderline about to start a war with us, or either wants our help with it. Canada's just Canada. They're kind of like our little brother who lives above us, but we'll be nice to them. And then Italy, Italy's paying other countries to intercept refugees trying to go across the
they said they don't want
Sea.
them. They said they can't afford them. You can't blame them if they say they can't afford them.
I mean, everyone wants to do the right thing, but nobody wants to be the bad guy and say it outright. Look, we can't afford to take all these people in. We can't verify who all these people are, and we're going to, worry about our citizens' well-being instead of other people's, because that's what we can't. That's what we have to do. I understand that. I mean, I wish you always kind of hate, that there has to be that bad guy who's got to say. And I think honestly, for the U.S., Donald Trump is that a lot of these issues that Donald Trump's had to deal with were issues even 3 administrations back that have just been getting the can kicked down the road, and now are actually being dealt with because he's being the bad guy in the face of it. And in Europe, they don't have that, because now Angela Merkel is getting called out because of her open refugee policy, and it's hurting them.
Oh,
now,
yeah, definitely.
And with NATO,
definitely.
I mean, honestly, I feel like NATO's getting close to falling apart on some level.
On its own, under its own accord. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's almost like we don't have to do anything. It's almost like we're the ones that are. Because I tell you what, what's his name? Fucking Erdogan, the fucking the Turkish minister. That dude just voted himself like Supreme Chancellor of fucking the Republic of fucking Turkey.
Turkey's on its way of being invaded itself. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Just NATO is a great concept. I love the idea. I love the idea of teamwork, of allies. The more allies you have on one team, the less that anyone else is going to want to start a fight. Allies are a huge deterrent for future conflicts. But NATO is starting to fall apart because of people not doing their fair share in their own policies in their own country that are contradicting. Turkey's about to find itself outside of NATO because of all the policies they've been doing, and
the Kurds too. Yeah, they bumped up with us, not really fought against us, but bumped up with us when
there's been some tension.
Yeah, exactly. There's been some drama going on, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know how it is those guys in Operation Inherent Resolve, the fighting in Syria, have not had any heated arguments in the JOC between the Turkish military guys there and the U.S. military guys there, or the U.K. Guys there, saying, "Hey, what the fuck, dude?" When they go out and fly and they bomb a village, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't know it was we thought it was bad guys. We didn't know it was Kurds." You know what I mean? They play stupid on that shit.
So I mean, so where do you say? Okay, so we're looking at what our presence is in Germany and Italy. Do you feel that the U.S. could continue to keep as many soldiers over there as we do?
It was all sham. I mean, it's all a sham. What I'm saying is that we should not have, since Russia was in its own, I guess you would say, it was in its own, it was in a weird state. You know what I mean? It was like in a big giant anomaly that was fucking shifting in what it was going to be. We should have stayed there until we had some sort of good relations and didn't see anything else. Now, our foreign presence there should have been counted. It should have been like a 5-year review. And we told Germany, and we involved Germany in this. Hey, we're gonna fucking take off. It's been our 5-year mark. We're gonna ETS out of this bitch. And we're about ready to close down all these fucking bases, and we're going to remove all these jobs and all this other shit. Here's the impact's going to happen. We're looking at security. We don't give a fuck about the German workers, and we don't give a fuck about the German nationals that work on our base, because we're not going to be there. There's no need to beat around the bush. You can't have German workers on American bases if there's an American base. So what would be the review of why are we there, what our security posture would be, and then renegotiating the deals of us being there, status of force agreement changes and shit like that. That would be the only reason I would even consider leaving forces there. Now, I would say to Poland, what do you got? What do you got, Poland? You want us to station a couple of divisions in your country? First, where at? 2, what life support can you provide us? Can you sustain us, our soldiers, and the amount of growth to build facilities and invest? Because they said they were going to. Poland said they're going to pay us to go there.
I mean, that's way more than we're getting from any other country.
And that's what I'm saying. Germany, we pay fucking rent over there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we get taxed out the ass being in Germany.
Correct.
I mean, here's my thing. It was a great idea to have soldiers in Germany when you had the Berlin Wall.
Of course.
When it took longer to get soldiers and equipment from A to B. It was easier to have the equipment and soldiers in Germany in case they came across the whatever gap. Damn it, man! I'm gonna fail history today.
The Fulda Gap.
Fulda Gap. There we go.
Out of Kreuzberg.
I remember my dad was actually my dad was a comm engineer in Germany, and part of his thing was his unit was in charge of all the comm engineer stuff in case they thought the Russians were going to come through the Fulda Gap, which was kind of cool because I was a baby when the wall came down in Germany. So awesome stuff. But I mean, it was a great idea to have us there. But where is because we were on the Jewish troops were on the front line between the iron wall, the Iron Curtain, of the Soviet Union and everyone else. Okay, Russia and the Soviet Union fell apart. They've pulled back, and now besides half of Ukraine being fucked up in Crimea, Russia is in Russia. I think that we, as much as I hate it because I wish, just in case if I ever get sent on a reserve mission or something, I go back to Germany. Honestly, I do think we should be moving out. And like you said, Poland, what do you got? If Poland really wants us there, to me, it's better if you want to have soldiers in Europe, you want us closer to where the action will be, not where the action was decades ago. Germany will not be where the next big thing happens. If the next thing happens, it'll be some border country with Russia trying to bring back the former Soviet Union. Like that's the reason why Poland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania were freaked out, and why they said, "Hey, come on, do Atlantic Resolve," because they were worried they were going to fall under. Everyone's worried I talked to several people when I was with the unit that went through there, that they were worried, like actually worried, that Russia, their country would be next after Ukraine. Russia's not stupid. They would love to get more of this land back because there's a lot of resources out there. They would love to bring countries back into the fold, at least be on their side of things, rather than being with the West. I really think we don't need to really be in Italy as much. We really don't need to be in Germany as much.
Nope.
And I think we really need to take a hard look at Poland and go, cool, that's a great thing to say. What are you actually going to do? What do you actually want? And how are we going to make this happen? Because it is going to take time and money to build up bases and everything, in a base or two in Poland. But honestly, if you're looking at from my foxhole strategy, that's where the front line and that's where soldiers should be.
Yep.
Like we are in South Korea on was it Camp Casey's 15 miles south of the DMZ.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, these camps are on the front lines. Germany hasn't been the front line since 1987.
89. Yeah, since 1989, it has not been Germany's not been the front line.
Yeah, so if Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia are the front line, and Poland's going to pay us to be there and want us there, I would rather go to a country that's actually appreciating having U.S. forces in their country instead of Germany, who constantly, and I love Germany. I am German. My family is from Germany. It came over from Germany in 1945. But as a U.S. soldier, I mean, you kind of get, when you have a good time, but you kind of get shit on by the government. You kind of get shit on by a lot of these older people. I don't think we need to be there anymore. Shut down those bases, sell it, give, since we've been renting and everything, give it back to Germany. Hey, cool. Have a great day, and move everything to Poland and call it a day. But that's just flat. I mean, if
you're right.
Wants to make a deal, I say, let's see what happens, and let's put soldiers where they can actually be effective, not where they still have to go from Germany to Poland if something happened. Be already in Poland, and that'll keep Russia from being as well. They're already pissed off that Poland, like, hey, Poland, what are you doing? Don't bring them over here. Fuck it.
Yeah, and we're gonna bring them too.
Hey, Russia, fuck you too. This scotch is really good.
No, I'm about to say, dude, I can't wait.
That's Glutenfleisch or something like
that. The gluten. What are you drinking? Gluten-free fucking. What was it? Were you drinking schnapps or something?
It comes out of a green bottle. It's Glutenfleisch. It's like Gaelic or something. It's really good.
Oh man. Hey, so dude, I don't even think we have time for a sports page, do we? It's like fucking 15 minutes out, bro.
Oh, we can make this really, 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 really quick. Ready for this?
And go.
Okay, so looking at the MLB, Boston and New York are still leading the American League East. Actually, still have the best records in the American League. Cleveland's still leading in the Central. Minnesota has been falling way behind, 9.5 games from last week, where they were about 5.5. Houston Astros are leading in the West. Closely behind are the Seattle Mariners by 3.5 games, and the Oakland Athletics have fallen to 10 games back, and I think it's going to be a downward trend for them. But again, we're at the halfway point, so we'll see what happens. The Atlanta Braves are still leading the Philadelphia Phillies by half a game. Phillies were able to take some games off of the Nationals after the Nationals went on a 3-game losing streak, but were able to put some games back on the board. Braves did lose a series to the Yankees and split a series with somebody else. So they have a 5-5 record, but they're still holding tight at 50 wins and 39 losses. Milwaukee Brewers, 54 wins, 36 losses. It's a very tight race in the NL Central. I got the Chicago Cubs that are 1.5 games back, and the St. Louis Cardinals that are 7.5 within striking distance, because it's one of those divisions really up for grabs. In the NL West, the Arizona Diamondbacks are only leading the Los Angeles Dodgers, who have made a not so much this week. They've been 5-5, but they're only 1 game behind. Granted, the Arizona Diamondbacks are only 50-41, and Los Angeles Dodgers are 48-41. Colorado Rockies 3.5 game back. San Francisco Giants 3.5, and San Diego Padres not trending the way they want to. They've lost 7 out of the last 10, 11.5 back. That's probably going to be the most fun to watch. That division is going to be the most fun to watch in September. The All-Star game is coming up. Actually, we're at the halfway point. Next week is the All-Star game, the Home Run Derby. So the 2018 All-Star game rosters have been set for the most part in the National League. Let's see, starting at catcher, Wilson Contreras from the Chicago Cubs. First baseman, Freddie Freeman from the Atlanta Braves. Second baseman, Javier Baez from the Cubs. Third baseman, Nolan Arenado from the Colorado Rockies. Shortstop, Brandon Crawford from the San Francisco Giants. Outfielder, Nick Markakis from Atlanta Braves. Matt Kemp, outfield, Los Angeles Dodgers. And Bryce Harper for the National League. Those are the starters for the National League, and their pitchers. You pretty much just look at the best pitchers in the NL, and they're Matt Scherzer, Jacob deGrom, Aaron Nolan, Miles Mikolas, John Lester, Josh Hayden, Brad Hand, Felix Vasquez, Sean Doolittle, Kenley Jason. In reserve, Paul Goldschmidt is probably one of the most notable people coming from the Arizona Diamondbacks, and Buster Posey from San Francisco Giants, but he will not be playing or even attending because of a hip issue. In the American League, starting catcher William Ramos from the Tampa Bay Rays. Now remember, for the what they do is every team has to be represented. So even though no one in the Rays really deserved to be there, apparently they picked some anyways. Wilson Ramos from the Tampa Bay Rays. First baseman Jose Abreu from the Chicago White Sox. Second baseman Jose Altuve from the Houston Astros. Well deserved, actually.
Yeah.
That short guy just rocks, and I can't even hate on him. Third baseman Jose Ramirez from the Cleveland Indians. Shortstop Manny Machado, Baltimore Orioles. Probably won't be on the Orioles come trade deadline, but that's another story. In the outfield, we got Mookie Betts from the Boston Red Sox, Mike Trout from the Los Angeles Angels, Aaron Judge for the New York Yankees, and at the DH spot, J.D. Martinez, Boston Red Sox. Some of the pitchers, Luis Severino from the Yankees, Corey Kluber, Chris Sale, Trevor Bauer, Justin Verlander, but he will be inactive for this game because of an injury. Garrett Cole, J.A. Happ, Jose Barros, Arnos Chapman, who looks like won't make it either because he's got knee tendonitis and was taken out of the game 2 nights ago. Edwin Diaz from the Seattle Mariners, which is a great addition. Joe Jimenez, Blake Treinen, and Greg Kimbrell from the Boston Red Sox. So those are going to be your pitching starters. If we're looking some highlights from the reserves, Gleyber Torres, rookie for the New York Yankees, is making his first All-Star appearance. Shin-Soo Choo from the Texas Rangers. So even the Rangers got somebody up on there.
Oh, wow.
George Springer, Nelson Cruz, Francis Lindor, Alex Bregman. So there's going to be a lot of great names on Monday. You're going to have the next Monday, you're going to have the Home Run Derby, which should be a lot of fun. It's not a huge event, but it's a lot of fun to watch. Last year, Aaron Judge won the title, so we'll see if he's going to bring it back.
Was it Aaron Judge that won it last year?
Yeah, Aaron Judge won it back last year.
What did he hit?
A lot. I wish I had the numbers up. Moving on real quick. World Cup. So we're near the end.
World Cup.
We're near the end. France beat Uruguay 2-0. Belgium, in a surprise, because a lot of people thought Brazil was going to win, beat Brazil 2-1. Croatia beat Russia.
That's crazy, dude.
Croatia might not be around much longer because
I'm about to say they might get invaded, man. Ivan might get pissed off, dude.
The host nation lost. They tied 2-2 even after extra time, but after penalty kicks, Croatia wins with 4 goals to Russia's 3, and then England skunked Sweden 2-0. So coming up tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Belgium versus France, and on Wednesday at 2 p.m. England versus Croatia. The final match will be decided on Sunday on the 15th at 11 a.m. So hopefully everyone will watch. It looks like I'll be doing motorcycle training, so I won't be able to actually watch that except maybe between lessons and stuff like that.
Motorcycle training? You're trying to learn how to ride a bike?
Well, I did it I learned how to in Texas, but then they said, oh yeah, you're going to Korea. Sucks to be you, because I wasn't supposed to go. And then I never actually did and got my license. So now I'm redoing it here in Virginia because the reserve's like, well, you got to do it again. So anyways, coming up next, so we got a lot of cool people coming up in the near future. Tomorrow on Tied Up Tuesday, we got Patrick Montgomery from the Casey Cattle Company. Army Ranger veteran Patrick Montgomery will be on the show to talk about his business, KC Cattle Company. As a former member of the 1st Ranger Battalion, Patrick looks to bring the lessons learned through sweat, blood, and hardship during his time in the military to practice in agriculture. Specifically, he looks to raise quality beef for the very same people and communities he once served as a ranger. On Thursday, the 12th, winners of the Sullivan Cup, we talked about them.
Yep.
2nd Armored Brigade Combat Team, 3rd 3ID. The winners of the Sullivan Cup will be on to talk about the competition and what they did to win. The Sullivan Cup competition is a physically and mentally demanding event that rigorously tests soldiers' competence and determination in tank crew skills. The 2018 Club Cup began on April 30th, 2018, ended on May 4th. Very excited about having those guys come on. It's always good to highlight some active soldiers. And on the 14th, on Saturday Night Savagery, Dustin Hayden from the Sunday Sauce started with some friends in 2017. They challenged each other to eat various hot wings and then decide to get some different sauces and try them out. They got a video guy and decided why not, why shouldn't they just film this and share their experiences with others? And they did. That's when the conception of the Sunday Sauce, and ever since November 2017, they've been releasing videos on Sundays. It's been a fun adventure for them, and they've tried some crazy stuff. So we're looking forward to having them come on at Saturday Night Savagery. Don't forget, you can listen to us on Facebook, TuneIn app, Mixer, the Periscope app. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. You can check us out on our website, WTFNationRadio.com. Don't forget, if you've missed any of this show or any other show, you can always go to iTunes at WTF Nation Radio, or go to the website and download the podcast and re-listen to your favorite shows, or just, Ice and Flash, because we're your favorites. But you can re-listen to any of our shows on iTunes and on, and on the website. Don't forget to like us, share us, comment, tell us what you think. If you have a guest idea, feel free to send us messages. Remember, at WTF Nation Radio, we're here to serve and to drink along with you guys.
Good shit.
Yeah, I'm realizing I'm at the battle of my glass. I'm like,
I just heard it. Hey, real quick, I just wanted to give a shout out to Corporal Joseph Mencio of Southgate, California. He was the kid that was killed from an insider attack on July 7th in the Tarakat district in the Uruzgan province in Afghanistan. He was an infantryman assigned to the 1st Battalion, 28th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division, assigned to the Task Force 128, and was deployed in support of the SFAB. We still have a war going on, in case you guys didn't know, or in case you guys have forgotten. And every time I see a young face, he's a kid, and he could be my son. So if you ever think that you have it bad right now, or life isn't just fucking going your way, there's a family right now that is in mourning, and again, don't forget, we still have soldiers fighting in Afghanistan. I don't know why, but we still have soldiers fight. Don't hate the fucking drama of why they're there. Just support their asses during the fight, and we make sure that we get all of our soldiers, brothers and sisters, home. Because again, that to me, that's the most important part. But anyways, hey, thanks for you all for showing up and hanging out and giving us the love.
Lots of love. We love all of you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We would hug you, but
yeah, exactly. That's a lot of people to hug.
We don't know if all of you have got your shots or anything.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's a lot of hand sanitizer I got to use too. So again, thanks for joining us tonight. Don't forget, like Flash said, we have a lot of stuff. If you guys have been in Mixer hanging out, we totally appreciate you all hanging out in Mixer. There's games and stuff going on in there, and pretty soon, to make things fair, Sergeant Botface, our AI that's in there, is doing EOD games, Wheel of Fortune games, and stuff like that, and gets mad at me when I talk about certain shit, because he's already told me to stop talking about some other stuff. So Sergeant Botface is our AI inside Mixer. The reason why
there's a lot of cool stuff in Mixer too.
Yeah, so
Mixer's just like starting to really blow up.
So the reason why I say go check out Mixer is because when we start having our giveaways and we start giving out prizes and stuff, we're going to do it in Mixer because Sergeant Botface will do it fair. There'll be no drama. There'll be no whatever. Botface will go in there and say whatever the game is going to be, and we decide. We say, okay, these are the people that are going to play, and then there's a prize, and then we'll show the prize off before we get it. So check it out, and then of course all the other social media platforms. Hey, I'm not going to take no calls, man, because I got to get going. Because I got to get some sleep. I got to get work. You know what I mean? I got to do fucking staff bullshit.
Philip just said, "Hey, Ice, next show you guys should have a sports roundup."
We should have a what?
He said we should have a sports roundup.
Yeah, exactly. We should, even though we just did like a really
Philip,
fast.
You just need to rewind this just maybe another like 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just go back 5 minutes after the end of
the
show.
It was a short one. It wasn't the usual long one I like to do. So it was a down and dirty one, Philip. So after this you can rewind.
I think Philip was just breaking balls, is what it is, because he knows that we hate soccer. Because soccer. I was telling somebody on Facebook already that soccer is our version of FIFA's soccer players. They go down for the most stupidest fucking shit, and baseball players do the same. They're the same way.
Actually this World Cup has actually inspired me because I don't have I'm a New York almost everything fan except my college team is my Georgia Bulldogs. So I was telling my wife, I said, you know what? I'm gonna start going to DC United games.
Oh,
I'm gonna have a soccer game. I'm gonna have a soccer team because DC United. Whatnot. They even like my my tweet about it and told me that they'd give me discounted tickets to go because apparently they need people to go. But hey, don't maybe curling too. Hey,
screw that, curling, man. Nick suck, Mick suck, Yankee suck.
Winter Olympics, curling started you'd be surprised how much.
Oh my god.
Trending.
Oh whatever, man. All right. Well, y'all have a good night, and thank you for joining. And once again, we appreciate y'all hanging out. So, shots.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man. You take away all he's got, and all he's ever gonna have.
Feel me coming, a nigga presence is heavy. You play around with my money, the repercussions be deadly. You talk about wanting beef, well I bring you a fucking deli. Grab it, send me, put it up to your mouth, I'm Machiavelli. Shit, niggas running around talking like Machiavelli. Well he died of gunshot wounds and I don't think they ready. Rock bandanas, thug life on they belly, then they get caught slipping with a chick up at the telly. Shit, where I'm from, niggas eager to get it on. For the right price, your own cousin to do you harm. Hit your ass up, leave you laid out and be gone. Then go to your funeral and be hugging on your mom. Still the same, my nigga, ain't nothing different. Niggas still hating and still snitching. And they still dying over them bitches. Still wishing I fell, keep wishing. I'm on a mission to get it, I'm talking cash. No pun intended, you intervene, that's your ass. You can't kill me, I died when Sunny passed. Rise up like them niggas and Thriller from out the grass. Take a pull of the purple and then I pass. They tell me stop drinking and driving, I'm bound to crash. 2 AKs, banana clips do the math. Spill enough blood for somebody to take a bath. Spaz, whenever I'm on that brown. We could do this like the Wild Wild West, meet at your town. High noon seals the quickest to shoot around. The loser be the nigga that's laying dead on the ground. You be the cop, I'm the robber. Really thinking you harder? Prove it. Russian roulette, 2 shells in the revolver. Going first ain't a problem. Actually, I be honored. Line them up like a barber. Never back down from drama. Put that shit on my mama. I ain't fucking around. Ain't no grave that could hold me down, Mike.
You're the only friend I got.
Hold me down, Mike.
Who's the fella owns this shithole? I own this establishment.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
The voice of U.S. Army WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.